And a lot of babies have been fucking failed by the system, but sorry, I'm getting it. Pedro, you're so spoiled. Do you know that dude? This guy. This fucking guy. Okay. All right. So, Red Robin, it's Green Witch. Last night we listened to The Fleece. Right now we're going to listen to episode. If you guys want to watch this after, that's fine. It's The Lost Boy, Rainwalker, The Lost Boy. We're on episode 5, Black and Missing. About 38% of missing children in America are Black, yet their cases receive disproportionately less media coverage. And that's sadly a proven statistic and fucking awful. I don't give a fuck if you're a dog, okay? If you go missing, like, you're missing. That should not... All right, we watched a little bit of this last night, so I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit through. Second.
With Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and collaborating is as easy as talking. Got writer's block? Share your screen with Copilot Vision to help spark inspiration, and use Copilot Voice to have a conversation and brainstorm ideas. Or maybe you need some tech help. With Copilot Vision, Copilot sees what you see. Let Copilot talk you through step-by-step guidance.
Sorry guys,
so
this is one of the
apps,
lovely
games, and skills faster.
things.
That's right now at windows.com/.
Los Angeles are Black, according to the 2020 census data.
And we can all name the Gabby Petito's, the Natalie Holloway, the Chandra Levy's, and many more. But can any of your listeners name a person of color that has garnered the same level of national media coverage?
Can you guys do that? That's a good question. Anybody that's in here, think about this. Like the Natalie Holloway case, like she said, the Chandra Levy case. Can anybody think of a African American child that has went missing, that has been put to that level of news media or national awareness? And it should
Why? Because it doesn't happen.
Natalie Wilson is the co-founder of the Black and Missing Foundation.
It's disgusting.
She says only 7% of missing persons of color cases get any sort of national media attention.
So we want our missing to be household names too.
Natalie has a public relations background. Her sister-in-law, Derica Wilson, is a former law enforcement officer. Together, they created the Black and Missing Foundation in 2008.
These men and women that are going missing look like my siblings or look like my parents and my grandparents. They matter. Our community matters.
Natalie says they work with families and loved ones of missing people of color. They help them spread awareness and communicate with law enforcement to keep their cases active.
Visibility, awareness is key.
It is.
Exposure for these cases, it's vital because it, alerts the community that someone is missing and we can help find them, but it also puts pressure on law enforcement to add resources to the case.
Absolutely.
Natalie says cases of missing Black children are often treated differently by law enforcement, given less urgency.
Sadly, oftentimes when our children are reported missing, they're classified as a runaway and they do not receive the Amber Alert, and they definitely don't receive any type of media coverage at all.
Yep. Especially in today's world, you guys. If a kid runs away, or I don't even give a shit, if an adult, the first 48 hours are crucial, but yet the first 48 hours, they're not going to be like, oh, they're missing. And that's what fucking sucks. Because they should immediately, that's ass backwards if you ask me. Like, who gives a fuck if they ran away? Right now, let's think the worst thing possible. Right? Why wouldn't you do that? If the first 48 is most crucial, then why wouldn't you start worst case scenario first then? Oh, they just probably ran away. No.
Initially treated Chaleigh Rainwalker's case as a runaway. They began to search for him on November 4th, 2007, more than 48 hours after he was reported missing.
More than 48 hours. A 12-year-old boy, 18 years ago. Not even now, I would understand it a little bit more. But 18 years ago, the technology and shit went there. And this baby had no Wi-Fi, had no phone, but yeah, he ran away to be a gang member. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Jaliek's adoptive father, Stephen Kerr, reported his son missing around 9 a.m. on November 2nd. He called Cambridge Greenwich police to make the report. Stephen Kerr declined to speak with us for this podcast. Jocelyn McDonald did not respond to multiple requests for comment. But at the time, they told reporters and the police that they believed their son had run away. Here's Stephen speaking to a gaggle of reporters outside a few days after Jaliek
15 years at least. If she is gone now, we know she was alive then because of that. Well, maybe. She didn't respond. She could have been for all we know.
My daughter, I'm free to come home and just try to figure this out.
We listened to this last night. That was the fakest cry I've ever heard in probably my 40 years of living.
Jaliek's adoptive grandmother, Barbara Reilly, was at her home in Wynantskill, about 30 miles due south of Greenwich, when she got the call from her daughter, Jocelyn McDonald. It was late morning, early afternoon on Friday, November 2nd. She says Jocelyn told her Jaliek had run away.
It was a very unusual day, obviously.
Barbara says she jumped in the car and sped to Stephen and Jocelyn's cabin outside of Greenwich. After she arrived, she says Jocelyn left to go pick up her other children. She said she had to take them to appointments.
When Jaliek went missing and how you said Stephen was just walking around nonstop, talking about food, Red Robin, Elaine Person.
Yeah.
Well, he would be, it was all about the food. It was all about how Elaine had...
So your child just goes missing. Your wife's taken your other kids to normal appointments. It's fine, right? And you need to hurry up and go to a party.
Jaliek must have gotten in with
food,
several black respite kids there, and he must have run away to be with them, and then it was, no, he's probably become, run away to find his biological family, and then no, it's, he's ashamed, and, and so it was always trying to, find a way that he has left because he's ashamed, or he's gone to a gang, or he's
right.
And then
Stephen Kerr told the Times-Union about a month later
the fact that
he
no journalist or anything has listen, I get them not saying their names, the kids' names because they were underage, right?
In New York's capital
but
region.
Now we should be focused on
trying
to interview those kids, trying to interview Jocelyn again, trying to just stay on their
ass. Dan
We should be
Higgins in
focused on
2007 was, quote, "Every time we went through a predominantly African American neighborhood, he was like a kid in a candy shop. Can we stop there and go shopping? I'm 100% sure he's in an urban setting within an African American community," unquote.
But Sassy, also Stephen's hero,
Barbara
remember
says
in that house interview, his hero was Martin Luther King, which, Martin Luther King's fucking amazing. But maybe that's why he was intrigued to stop in those communities, because you portrayed that your idol or hero was Martin Luther King Jr. Maybe he was trying to make you happy.
On November 2nd, just hours after he reported his son missing, Stephen said he had to leave to go
but
to
it definitely
a friend's
needs to
birthday
be
party.
And I said, well, I think somebody should be, talking with the police, going house to house, searching. Have you gone to the neighbors up here? And he goes, no. He goes, but I'm going to go to the party. And he left.
You went to the party. Day his son went missing. I'm going to the party. Bye. No posters. Nothing. Fuck it.
Barbara says she couldn't just sit there. She felt helpless. So she drove to the police station in Greenwich to ask questions. Barbara wanted to take matters into her own hands. It was something she would do many times over the next days, weeks, and years. She was determined to find Jaliek.
I looked up online all the different things, the manuals for missing children and guidelines for what parents should do. and I had printed it out, and Jocelyn was reading it when she got there. And I said, well, you need to make a flyer. So I looked up some photographs, and my husband started, working on a flyer.
The grandparents working on a flyer, looking at pictures. The mom's going to appointments. The dad's going to a fucking party. Thank God the grandparents fucking are doing something at least, because nothing would have been done properly.
Greenwich Police Chief George Bell was notified that Chaleigh was missing on the evening of November 2nd. He was at a spaghetti dinner fundraiser at a firehouse when one of his deputies called. He later said he was told a 12-year-old boy ran away after a fight with his parents. There was no fight, neither. He said as much to local television stations a few days later. Here he is on Albany's News Channel 13 on November 3rd.
And he knew he was in trouble. He was confronted by his adopted parents about it. Parents say he'd spoken of suicide.
The so-called fight was the incident at Jaleigh's homeschool program. His parents said he verbally threatened a younger child. Former Times Union reporter Dan Higgins remembers many conversations he had on the record with Chief Bell about that particular night, and about the days, weeks, and months after.
So Chief Bell is no longer living friends.
His belief was, this is pretty typical. We get a preteen, and then to hear George characterize it, I remember his words to an extent. He said, had a fight with mom and dad, probably ran off to maybe a girlfriend's house, knowing nothing about Chaleigh. That was the speculation. Running off to a girlfriend's house or a friend's house, spending the night on the couch, and he'll be back the next day.
Higgins says Bell told him he'd seen that happen time and time again with kids throughout his decades-long career in law enforcement.
99.9% of the time he was right about how these stories would play out. And this was a time when he concedes he was very, very wrong.
George Bell died of a heart attack in 2018. According to his successor, Sergeant Robert Danko, Bell worked on the case almost obsessively till the day he died.
I personally think it probably took a toll on him.
I mean, at least that happened. At least time and shit. At least somebody was doing it, because
the ground and keep going.
From the sounds of it, not many other people were.
We'll be right back.
Sorry, I'm trying to set up my new damn iPad. I just wish there was an easy way to do this.
Support our efforts to bringing you award-winning journalism by becoming a Times Union member today. Go to timesunion.com/
His phone rang just as he pulled into the parking lot. It was George Bell. He was calling for help with finding Chaleigh.
But he started out by apologizing to me and said that he should have called me on Friday when the complaint came in, but he thought it was just going to be a standard runaway or missing persons case when his officers got the call.
Aiken is retired from the New York State Police. He lives in South Carolina now. He still does some work in law enforcement, and he keeps tabs on the Chaleigh case. He has a sharp memory of the case he worked on for many years. He says he recalls his first conversation with George Bell quite well.
And so that's the way it started. He kept apologizing to me that he didn't call me Friday. I don't like to say this too much, but I think we would have had a better chance of immediately coming to a better resolution in this case if he did call us.
How long?
Aiken says once the state police joined the investigation, they had to start from scratch.
How long did it take Bell to call Aiken?
Go by what was done at that point for the past 3 days. So we had to start over again. That meant starting with the crucial interviews.
He says they interviewed Stephen Kerr and Jocelyn McDonald. They sent a team to talk to Elaine and Tom Person, the foster parents who'd provided respite care in the week leading up to Jaleigh's disappearance. They also sent a team to talk to Katie Bonesteel, the Red Robin waitress who served Chaleigh and Stephen food the night before he vanished.
When we missed those 3 days, there were 2 full nights where Stephen was missing and unaccounted for, Friday and Saturday night, that was very difficult to get back. One of the major leads we did was we assigned to check every dumpster between Greenwich and Albany. along Route 40 and the whole route down to where he came from, and the Red Robin and everything else.
The very minute that fucking fleece was
Over the
found
next
in
2
that
weeks,
baby's
law
house,
enforcement combed
a
wooded
fucking
areas
search
around
where it should have been
Greenwich.
done on their new
They
home,
drained
their
the pond,
vehicles,
the Bat and
everything.
Kill Country Club, after Chief Bell said cadaver dogs, quote, went crazy near it. In the next few months and even years, they would search more ponds, forests, a turbulent stretch of the Bat and Kill River known as the Hellhole, and the Hudson River in Troy.
I will say this was probably one of the most massive, extensive searches ever conducted for a missing person. There were teams of state police, other agencies, NCON, forest rangers, volunteers, fire department. We, at one point, had the horse volunteer team from Texas come up and do searches. I mean, the sky was the limit. There were more searches done. My guys, when they had time, participated when we weren't doing other leads. It was one of the most massive, well-organized searches in history.
Chief Bell and the state police said they followed more than 500 leads. They got tips in nearly every day for those first few months. They called in the FBI to help. They brought in the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to help.
Warrant or nothing.
They had dozens of volunteers eager to help with searches. And at one point, George Bell even consulted a pair of psychic intuitives.
Crazy. I fucking can't. It's crazy.
There was one source they say they expected to get help from, but did not. Chaleig's parents.
I've never met such a pair of parents that refuse to cooperate with law enforcement.
Yeah, usually it's one or the other, right?
Stephen
Not
and
both.
Jocelyn on an episode of Find Our Missing from 2012. Police asked Stephen and Jocelyn to take polygraph tests in Albany during the week after Chaleig's disappearance. Jocelyn did, and Stephen refused, twice. While polygraph test results are inadmissible in courts, they're a tool that investigators say they use to help them throughout the course of their investigation. Stephen and Jocelyn deny they were being uncooperative. Stephen told reporters that they had nothing to hide. He said they made all of their personal information available to police. Phone records, credit card, bank statements, computer passwords. Stephen and Jocelyn said publicly at the time that they felt Stephen was being mistreated by law enforcement in the course of the interrogation. During the December 2007 interview with Albany's WTEN, Jocelyn described some of the alleged mistreatment. She said police were threatening her husband, goading him into confessing to the murder of his son. Stephen followed that up in the same interview, alleging that state police investigator Tom Aiken threatened to have Child Protective Services take the other children away if he
they absolutely should have. You had him fucking living in a one-room cabin with no electric and no water. You should have immediately had them taken.
To give her temporary custody
while one's missing, you don't give a fuck.
Rainwalker kids.
The day that Stephen came back and would not take the lie detector test, Chief Bell, to protect the children, asked my husband and I and went through CPS and gave us temporary custody. Jocelyn went ballistic.
Barbara says the children were returned to their parents after 10 days.
Crazy.
Tom wouldn't discuss anything related to the polygraph testing or CPS and threats to take away Stephen's children.
I apologize, I'm going to have to say this a lot, but there's a lot of that stuff I can't get into.
That's fucking nuts, you guys.
Discussing this case, I will say we did a very extensive background on Stephen Kerr.
Because the state police came to talk to me. We sort of worked out a timeline, and it seemed as if probably I had been talking to Stephen after he had left the Red Robin.
That's Ananda Forrest. He was a friend of Stephen's back in 2007. His legal name was Emery at the time. He's currently a professor of liberal arts at the Community College of Vermont in Brattleboro. He called Stephen on his cell phone sometime in the 8 o'clock hour the night of November 1st. He was returning a call that he missed from his friend earlier. Even though it has been 15 years since he made that call to Stephen, Ananda says he remembers exactly what they were talking about. Chaleigh. Stephen was asking him for advice on how to handle Chaleigh.
This is about a missing child.
But he was concerned about
in upstate New York that's still missing to date.
You know, that he was
I'll explain a little bit more in just a second. We've been watching this podcast.
Ananda is really into shamanism.
The 18-year anniversary.
And the power of spirit quests and
I know
sweat
somebody
lodges.
that knew
That's
him.
what led him to a friendship with
trying to
Stephen
spread
Kerr
awareness and
around
kind of listen.
2004.
It only takes one
They
person
met
to
through a
change a
mutual
life.
friend. They had sons who were close in age. They'd planned a symbolic rite of passage ceremony for their oldest
This
sons
note up here is
that
his
involved a
note
sweat
that
lodge
he
and a
left.
vision quest.
And they said that he ran
Because
away
adolescence
at
is
age
handled
12
so badly in our
with
society.
nothing.
You know, and kids usually have to initiate themselves.
He's been missing for 18 years.
Blind leading the blind. So we just thought we'd kind of create, and we thought we should start before they were 14, just so that they were used to the idea.
On the phone on November 1st, Ananda says Stephen mentioned the incident at Chaleigh's homeschool, that Chaleigh had verbally threatened a younger child.
I mean, he was just
He was
being
a foster kid.
You know, giving very harsh clinical assessment of him. And I think as Chaleigh was beginning to enter adolescence, he was engaged in some kind, I think, of bullying or harassing of younger kids, and that bullying or harassing was beginning to become more sexualized. And I think it was really freaking Stephen out. And so he was pretty angry with Chaleigh. So he was...
I say this because, listen, he's 12 years old. His body is starting to change. Obviously, we see life experiences and things like that. He had no Wi-Fi, no running water, no fucking, electricity and shit to be on the internet. Even 18 years ago, it wouldn't have been like it is today. But he wasn't, so whatever he was seeing in home or his body, but that doesn't mean you punish a child for having naturalistic reactions to things going on in your body. There is a way of handling that. And that is so sad to me that would enrage them so much that when this child made this sexual pass or threat or whatever it was, that they went from adopting him, giving him that final family. Absolutely, he did. That final family. And I know some of you guys are probably new here. He had attachment disorder, which RADS. Finally thought somebody was going to keep him despite how shitty this living situation was. And then he does this one minor, even if it was big, one thing, instead of getting him the help he needs or teaching him how to, find a replacement behavior or something, they're going to give him away, give him back to the system. They want to turn over their adoption and just give him away, which is fucking disgusting and sad all in one breath.
Just angry at his inappropriate behavior, angry that he wasn't responding. And it wasn't the way I would have talked about my son if my son had been in the room. I would have couched it more, and it was very blunt.
Ananda says the state police asked him to wear a wire and meet to do it.
My main reason to wear a wire was to collect clear evidence that Stephen hadn't done it. He knew I'd been with the state police because he'd called my wife, and my wife had said he's with the state police. So the first thing he did is he patted me down. The state police guys, the troopers, said, "Oh no, he didn't feel anything." But I was just watching The Sopranos, and when Tony Soprano was worried that one of his guys was wearing a wire on him, he patted him down exactly the way.
The first thing Stephen Kerr did with his friend, but he's not guilty, hasn't done anything, was pat him down to see if he had a wire on him. That's not suspicious. Fucking weird.
He felt my chest, his hand went right on the unit. And so I thought, okay, he knows I'm wearing a wire. And we went for a walk. And it was a very strange conversation.
But tell me about the conversation.
Well, I think the things that were strangest about it, first was that he was being completely uncooperative with state troopers and state police and treating them like this. When your son is vanished, they're your best friends. I don't care what your politics are.
Amen.
And so that detector test, and that seemed really peculiar. And then he sort of kind of went off on this tangent about, well, not only will I not take the lie detector test, but I've hired the best defense lawyer in Albany. I mean, that made me shivers and chills.
I bet it did.
Ananda says Stephen stopped reaching out to him after that meeting. They haven't spoken since 2007. He no longer considers Stephen a friend.
I bet. Shit. I wouldn't either.
Barbara Reilly says her husband Dennis recommended the criminal defense lawyer in Albany to Stephen, but she says they never hired him. According to Barbara, the lawyer told him to call back if he ever had a criminal case.
Crazy.
Around 2 weeks after her son disappeared, Jocelyn McDonald asked her mother to stop looking for Chaleigh.
What? What the fuck?
My daughter then asked me, she said, Mom, go home, make pots, go back to your pottery and your friends and stop with law enforcement.
Barbara says she told her daughter she couldn't do that.
After Jocelyn asked me not to search, and we had a discussion, and I said, I've got to continue. Somebody has to still search for him.
Me too. I'll play his friend right fucking now. Shit. Somebody let me know where he's at, please.
Barbara says the friend told her that her daughter and son-in-law did not want to see her anymore. They haven't spoken in the 15 years since. Stephen Kerr eventually stopped taking Dan Higgins' calls, too.
There was a very brief window of opportunity where Stephen, I believe, would still take my calls, even though he had shut out other media.
Sass, when we spoke to the person that lives in the area, that knows the kid, that knows all this, she said he was friends with the chief of police. I believe the chief of police was who we just heard about. I'm going to look. But you stopped talking to him, but they're protecting him? Make that make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. I could see if they were still talking and cahoots or whatever, but we all know, okay? If you're friends with the state police, right, and they're protecting you, but then you just don't talk to them no more? What do they have to protect you from? I'm confused. Yeah, you're fucking right.
Of course, I believe either got tired of speaking to me, or it was after I
wrote his name
confronted him and asked him point blank if he killed Chaleigh. I think it was after that he stopped speaking to me.
Yeah, the chief of police was the friend. Senior investigator was Akon.
Dan Higgins says it was around late December when he asked Stephen if he'd killed his son. Stephen told him, quote, "No, I did not." But then he added, quote, "I could understand how people picture me as the prime suspect. That is completely understandable," unquote. In mid-January of 2008, a little more than 3 months after Chaleigh vanished, Chief George Bell held a press conference. Law enforcement was releasing security camera footage taken from a bank on Greenwich's main drag in the early morning hours of November 2nd.
So back then they didn't have a lot of cameras, but the bank
matched the description of the one Stephen was driving earlier that night.
Video footage.
It appeared to be the same make and model. Stephen Kerr told police that he watched a movie and went to sleep after he arrived with Chaleigh at the Greenwich house around 9 p.m. on November 1st. The bank's van footage was taken a little after midnight.
We can't prove that it was the van belonged to Stephen.
Chief Bell talked about it on Find Our Missing in 2012.
Odds are of a van, the same make, model, and the same color, being in the village of Greenwich at that time of night was like nil and none. It had to be Stephen's van.
It was at that point that law enforcement also announced that Stephen Kerr was a person of interest in the case. Person of interest is a term that carries no legal weight. It simply means investigators thought Stephen had valuable information that could lead to solving the mystery of what happened to his son. It could also mean they thought he was involved somehow, but Stephen was never charged with anything. Dan Dan Higgins recalls a conversation with George Bell he had around this time, early 2008.
He was very candid, and right off the bat, he told me that he thinks Stephen had something to do with this. And again, it's this extreme candor that I was getting from Chief Bell and candor that I was getting from Barbara, which really drew me to them and made me keep coming back for more and asking. I was expecting candor from Stephen and Jocelyn, and they just became more and more and more closed off.
Higgins was also careful to point out here that there is nothing inherently criminal or suspicious in someone's decision not to talk to the media. Police say they asked to re-examine Stephen's van. They'd searched it in the days after Chaleig's disappearance. Stephen refused to allow it. Stephen Kerr and his family moved to Vermont after the announcement of the van footage and the declaration that he was a person of interest. It was about 4 months after Chaleigh disappeared. Natalie Wilson of the Black and Missing Foundation says Chaleigh's case is in their database. She says one of the foundation's main objectives
who cares about anything
is pushing
else?
to get rid of the term runaway.
The classification of runaway should be prohibited, especially when it's a child, and there should be dedicated resources to finding them.
Chief George Bell and the Cambridge Greenwich Police treated Chaleigh's case as a runaway initially.
Chief Bell said to me on more than one occasion that he had a tremendous amount of regret about how he initially handled the Chaleigh case, which was to at first do nothing.
Reporter Dan Higgins says he asked Bell if he could do it over again, would he do anything differently?
He always wished
Absolutely, me too.
But doesn't know under what circumstances or what would have caused him to
shit stopping me.
He did, but he wished that he did. And I really believed he was sincere about that.
In February of 2008, Chaleigh had been missing 4 months. That's when a letter arrived at the Times-Union. It also came to other local news outlets around the same time.
They're talking about another one.
It was anonymous, postmarked from Westchester County, New York. It was typed, riddled with typos and improper grammar. It read, "Chaleigh still alive. Needed a foot soldier for this war on drugs. Picked him up, Route 40, Post 30. He's okay, no fake. He says he asks his mama and papa, who are the Macaroni family? My cat named Diamond. Why does Franti yell fire? Don't try to look. We are not there."
So clearly, whoever wrote this letter knew his cat's name, knew specific details about the family.
Dive into the investigation of Chaleigh's
damn sure wasn't Chaleigh.
Have you come to terms that Chaleigh is probably dead?
Yes. I feel that he was killed on November 1st, 2007.
Rain Walker, The Lost Boy, is a Times-Union podcast. This series was produced and edited by Wendy Libertor and myself, Jessica Marshall. We had help from Lauren Stanforth, Susan Mahalik, Lori Todd, Erica Smith, Tom Crocker, Jeff Shearer, and Casey Seiler. Special thanks to Dan Higgins. Archival report footage came from local stations Albany's CBS 6, News Channel 13, and News 10, and from Find Our Missing.
So
our theme song is As You Make the Bed by Amos Noah.
That was episode 5. Episode 6, we have a total of 10 episodes in this podcast. Episode 6 is titled Marker 30. 4 months after his disappearance. 4 months after his disappearance, a bizarre note sent to local media says Chaleigh is alive. but there is no proof to accompany it. The investigators take several twists and turns, stretching out over 15 years. The case is classified as a probable homicide. But no suspect has been named and no body has ever been found. Yet law enforcement agencies insist it's still a very active case. Of course, I would love to know if it still is active, because this was, 2 or 3 years ago. Like, I was supposed to today, but I didn't realize, and slept all day, but it's fine. I'm going to definitely try to call myself, but if you guys are out there and you're listening and you are in or around like the New York, Greenwich area, please use your voice, reach out. I do know that Stephen Kerr is supposed to live in Vermont. And if you see him, fucking say something, man. Ask him, like, where's your son at the very least? If you see him on social media, fucking use your voice. He didn't take a lie detector test. He didn't care to give DNA. He didn't care to do shit from day one. A real fucking piece of shit. I can't much say he is a schmurderer, because I don't know that for a fact, but right now I'll just say he's a real fucking piece of shit. Okay? So, let's listen to this one.
This episode is brought to you by Blink. Doom scroll during this ad break.
Fast forward a little bit.
Ditch the doom.
Maybe.
Get peace of mind with new Blink 2K Plus Smart
Okay. While I'm over here rhinestoning a little cat.
Before we begin, a word of caution. The story we are about to tell involves situations that may be very disturbing to some listeners. So please take care as you listen. Previously on Rainwalker, the Lost Boy. 4 months after Chaleigh disappeared, a letter arrived at the Times-Union. Copies of this letter showed up in newsroom mailboxes around the region, too. It was anonymous, postmarked from Westchester County. That's 3 hours south of Greenwich. The letter was typed. It had typos and spelling errors. The grammar was inconsistent. It read, quote, Chaleigh still alive. Needed a foot soldier for this war on drugs. Picked him up, Route 40, Post 30. He's okay, no fake.
Sassy, I wonder
says,
if
ask
that
his mama and
Winchester
Papa,
County is
who
on the
are
way
the
to where they
Macaroni
live or move
My cat
to.
named Diamond. Why does Franti yell fire? Don't try to look. We are not there. There are many elements of this letter that were scrutinized, but one stood out in particular for police. This letter says Chaleigh was allegedly picked up on Route 40, Post 30, the night that he disappeared. It's the corner of Route 40 and Hedgeman Bridge Road.
That's exactly where you turn. I want her to know that this, if you're coming from Latham, this is where you turn. This is where we turn today, Jessica, to go into Greenwich. Okay. This is a turn.
Gotcha.
To go to Hill Street.
Wendy and I are standing near postmarker 30 on Route 40 near Hedgeman Bridge Road. It's a three-way intersection where people frequently pull over, mostly to check their phones and directions. You can barely see the postmarker on the telephone pole. In the summertime, it's somewhat obscured by vegetation. You have to go right up to it to see the metallic numbers.
Okay, so this is marker 30. See this pole here?
Yep.
Has a 30 on it. This is where he said.
I realize I've made this turn at least 2 or 3 times on my way back and forth to Greenwich for this podcast. I didn't even realize it was that marker 30. The spot feels very much like the official entrance to the village, like you know you're finally there when you make this turn. It bridges the gap between the seemingly endless rural country roads and quaint village neighborhoods. And to me personally, it was a sign that I would finally come upon a much-needed gas station.
Yep.
We came back and it was after dark because it was pulling in and seeing somebody over there but not knowing who it was. And that was the day before
That was
became
the
missing.
night.
That was the
night.
night. But I just remember there was a van going towards town.
That's exactly where you turn.
This is Sally. At least that's what we're calling her. She doesn't want to use her real name. She lives on the outskirts of Greenwich, near postmarker 30. Back in the early days of the investigation, she told Cambridge Greenwich Police Chief George Bell that she saw something as she was returning to her house the night of November 1st, 2007. She says it looked like a van.
To go to Hill Street.
So it pulled in, and it was parked like by where the pole was. And I remember coming in, and you could hear that there was something going on. Maybe the light was on of the van or whatever. You could hear there was something going on in the car. When we got home, the dog, Max, he was a big, goofy brown dog, but he never barked. He wasn't a barker. And he barked most of that night. I kept looking out, and then that van was probably there for a period of time, 20 minutes, half an hour, something that was aware of, oh, it's still out there.
That's very ironic.
The anonymous letter sent in February of 2008 alleges that Chaleigh was picked up by an individual or group of individuals at postmarker 30. Police say Chaleigh's adoptive father, Stephen Kerr, told them he thought Chaleigh could have run away to join a gang in Albany. It's a theory that police doubt.
I
don't think there was any gangs coming up the road. And then we kind of laughed about, well, maybe the gangs were coming up. That's what the dog was barking at. Or maybe Chaleigh was there, you know? So
police say Stephen Kerr gave them several theories about where he believed Chaleigh was, too, in those early days of the investigation.
Look, if you guys see somebody in or around your property, out in your vicinity,
another was that he ran away to
if they're not doing it, they're not going to be mad at you for asking questions, getting close, looking.
Stephen
like
Kerr
if you're not scared like me,
2008,
I'm going to fucking find out. Like,
Chaleigh
and
ran
that
away
could
to join
save
the black
somebody's life
community
or
in one of the
help in a
region's
plea
three
like
metro
this. So
areas,
always
Albany,
be fucking
Schenectady,
aware of your
Troy.
surroundings.
Retired state police investigator Tom Aiken confirmed that Stephen Kerr also gave...
Who is that? Stop. Shush. Who? I was like, what the hell? You're not staying downstairs? I can't let you in. Your brother has the key. You're locked out of your own house. Sorry. Hold on, guys. Giovanni. Where's the key? I don't know. Oh my God. Pedro, stop. Joey, what do you need? Okay. She left her drink up here. Okay, I don't know. I'm like literally on live. Can you just give me the key to unlock the door and let your sister in really quick? God dang, Pedro, stop. How am I locked in my own house, legitly? Jesus Christ. Usually they're in the door. This is it. And then you need to go to bed, mister. Hurry up. Your dad's gonna be fucking calling any minute. You're gonna wake him up with the damn cameras going off. Listen, our house is locked up like 4 fucking knocks. You ain't getting away with shit around here. Hold on, what? Where is it? Yeah. Hold on, sorry. Intermission, y'all. Intermission. The Fiji? Yeah. Jolie, hurry up, sister.
Have you seen a notebook?
No, baby. I will. I haven't been in there. I've been on live listening to the Chaleigh case. Hey. Sorry, guys. That's so funny. So usually All right, so I'm going to explain, because if not, I'll be on Reddit. God damn it. Let me just explain. Take a little peekaloo. All right. Let me flip camera. Okay. So usually this stays here because this window's here. And to be safe, right, if this window is unlocked, somebody could reach in and unlock this, right? So obviously if we put this here and take it out, then they can't do that. So that was just a safety precaution for our family. We're not locking our kids out. Anyways, my daughter's staying downstairs with her family. Her cousins live down there. And so they were up here earlier playing games and went downstairs, but she left the notebook and the drink or something up here. Jolie! I'm trying. Figure it out, sister.
Mom, I'm literally peeing.
Okay, well, you know that I cannot keep doing what I'm doing until you're done. And there's a bathroom downstairs.
No, it's completely overflowed.
Sean just fixed it earlier, he said.
Sean was the reason it overflowed.
God dang, he really should stop eating.
Book bag? Not a book bag. Notebook, please put it up. It has a very important thing to do on it.
Okay. Go, so I can lock it.
Alright,
love you, bye.
Alright, guys, bye, pictures. Love you,
bye.
Don't put it on.
I was wondering what it is. I'm gonna watch you down. Pedro! God damn it. Grab him. Jolie! Of course not. Come on, Pedro. Come on, Pedro. Oh. I'm gonna kick her ass. I'm gonna kick her ass. I'm calling her. Like, what in the world wouldn't you just bring the dog back up instead of... These kids are gonna be the death of me, you guys. They're gonna be the death of me. Hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry.
Hello?
You knew the dog ran down. Come out the back door, grab the dog, and bring the dog up to me, please. I cannot lock this door if the dog is outside. Love you, bye.
I love you, bye.
For fuck's sakes. Look how cute. Look how cute me and Jolie is on our back thing. She got a permit today, for anybody who cares. I'm from Ohio. Good old Ohio. And it is so fucking cold here. It's got to be warm in Texas. As soon as my dog's in here, we'll finish listening to this. I'm sorry, you guys, that was into it, and I just shit on everything. I think Pedro went in the house with her because he's not outside, and he's not got hair, so he will freeze literally. Was he inside with you?
No. But she's tripping about that.
I will find it. I don't know where it's at. Okay. All right. For fuck's sakes. Okay. Text me? No. Text me? For what? You don't even have my number to text me, friend. You can talk to me in here, though. All right. Let's listen.
Gave them a theory that Jaleek may have been kidnapped by a religious cult that has an enclave outside
I'm
of
replying
Greenwich.
to you right now.
Another of his theories was that Jaleek was kidnapped and sold into sex slavery. Police say they've thoroughly investigated all of these possibilities. Tom Aiken and George Bell have both said on record that they did not believe any of them are credible.
Come on. I don't know what's going on.
By this time, 4 months after Jaleek disappeared, police dubbed Stephen Kerr a person of interest in the case. The only person of interest in the case. That means they thought he had information that could help solve the case, or that they thought there was a possibility that he was involved somehow in his son's disappearance. Either way, the term carries no legal weight. But police were not shy in the following months about telling reporters they were investigating every detail Stephen gave them about what he says happened the night of November 1st. Stephen Kerr has never been charged with anything. He remains a person of interest in the case to this day. A week after the Chaleigh is alive letter surfaced in early February of 2008, law enforcement got a warrant to search the 11 Hill Street house in Greenwich. That's Stephen's father's house, where he says he and Chaleigh spent the night on November 1st.
So
Police
a year
seized
later,
a computer and a printer from the property.
a year and 3
Chief
months
George
later,
Bell said at the time,
now they're doing a search
they
warrant.
wanted to see if there was any
Perfect.
evidence that those devices were connected to the Chaleigh is alive letter. No connection was ever made public. On the same day, state police divers searched an area of the Hudson River in Troy, near the site of the Troy Farmers Market. That's where Stephen and Jocelyn used to sell their wares. They came up empty. A few weeks later, in March of 2008, Chief George Bell told the media that they had Stephen Kerr's cell phone records analyzed by the FBI. Retired FBI Special Agent David Fallon was the one who worked on it.
Back then it was, I would say, not relatively new, but sometimes we didn't know
Special Agent
exactly what we had because we weren't up to speed on necessarily everything that a cell phone company could provide us.
So you couldn't track somebody, second by second?
We could theoretically ping their phone every second, but the data would get overwhelming, so it's usually done incrementally. I mean, knowing where somebody's phone is at all times, the cell phone companies know that, but law enforcement doesn't get access to all of those records.
Fallon couldn't say much more, citing the fact that Chaleigh's case is still an active investigation. But in 2008, Cambridge Greenwich Police Chief George Bell told the Times-Union that the data suggested, though did not prove, that Stephen Kerr may have been in South Troy that night, a spot that is significantly off the route from Red Robin to Greenwich that he said he took. That led to a series of searches in the South Troy area. The FBI also examined the letter Stephen Kerr says Chaleigh supposedly left on the kitchen table in Greenwich. That was the note that read, quote, "Dear everybody, I am sorry for everything. I won't be a bother anymore. Goodbye,
That's
Chaleigh."
this note right here that I have
The
up.
FBI confirmed that it was Chaleigh's handwriting, but they couldn't tell where or when it was written. Foster mom
And
Elaine
people
Person,
speculate.
who cared for Chaleigh in the 6
People
days
speculate
before
that
he
this letter
says
right here was written to apologize for the things that he had said to the girl in his school.
she doubts the note was related to Chaleigh's disappearance. She says she thinks that note was part of an assignment for his homeschool program that he wrote at her house.
Or at an assignment.
Do you know for sure it was written at your house, though, the goodbye note?
We could not swear to that in a court of law. What we do know is that Chaleigh had homework to do, and one of the things that his father told us that he had to do was that he had to write letters of apology. And if you look at that letter, it is a letter of apology. And we believe once we saw it and read it, that it was a letter of apology to the kids at the school for him getting in trouble.
It was in a homeschool
In April of
group at this time.
2008, Texas EquiSearch came to town to assist with the searches. They came at the request of Chaleigh's adoptive grandmother, Barbara Reilly. Texas EquiSearch is a volunteer horse-mounted search and rescue team. They've done searches for famous missing persons like Natalie Holloway. They didn't find her, but they found others, people who were missing for months. EquiSearch brought high-tech drones and underwater sonar equipment to search for Chaleigh in the Battenkill River and in portions of the Hudson. The searches yielded nothing that was made public. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. I hate how it's so monotone. It drives me crazy.
Take advantage of all the times Union has to offer.
And Tom Person on searches and events with their Find Jaleek task force. Barbara camped out at a cafe in Greenwich every week, hoping someone would come in and share some new information.
It's so sad, man.
So have you come to terms that Jaleek is probably dead?
Yes. I feel that he was killed on November 1st, 2007.
On Zoom from her home in Florida, she told us she refuses to give up the search for Jaleek's remains.
My backstory is when I was in high school, I had a child, gave him up for adoption, and I kept thinking, what if my child, it was 12 years old, and I learned through the media that he had disappeared and possibly was dead. How would I feel? Who would be searching for him?
Fucking terrible.
By April of 2008, Barbara and her husband were the only family left participating in searches and
for you guys that's still coming in, this child is still missing. A lot of people have forgotten or not. They don't even know that he's still missing. And he lives in the Greenwich, New York area at the time, and that's where he was last
He's
seen.
a child, he's my grandchild, but I also had the history of giving a child up for his better good, that he would be cared and loved and taken care of for his first 18 years at least, and that when he was, a preteen, he wouldn't just be discarded, and that nobody would care in the family.
By July of 2008, Barbara was no closer to answers. In a fit of restlessness, she decided to drive the route Stephen says he took from the Red Robin to Greenwich. She went with two friends. They ended up at the house on Raven Way at about 9 p.m. on an early July evening. That's the 400-square-foot cabin where Jaleek used to live on the outskirts of Greenwich.
So he went from being a foster child to being adopted by this family. When he became a foster child to this family, they lived in a 4-bedroom, middle suburban home, right? There was 3 other children, as well as Jaleek and another foster child. They ended up adopting Jaleek and the other foster child, and after that year, sadly, went to living in tents, and then building a 1-room, just said 400 square feet for 7 individuals, 2 dilapidated outhouses, no electric, no running water. And that's terrible. So there we are. Here we are. I know a lot more that I've said.
A missing person is now considered a probable child homicide.
Fucking crazy, I say.
No suspects were named. Stephen Kerr and Jocelyn McDonald issued another statement through their lawyer saying they were, quote, dismayed and discouraged at the elevation of the case to a homicide investigation. The statement read, quote, despite everything that law enforcement has had to say, we know that he is out there and will return to us someday.
No way. I bet the fuck you
Chief
do.
Bell told the Times-Union and other reporters that he was receiving no cooperation from Jaleek's parents, and that Stephen Kerr was still very much a person of interest in the case. Barbara Reilly and her husband Dennis stood by.
But yeah, he was friends with her according to country, or friends with him according to country, and that's why he was protected.
Well, what happened to him? He's got to be somewhere. A child, no one disappears. Jaleek was here November 1st, and November 2nd, he was gone. So what happened in that time span? That's all we need to know.
Another 5 years passed before the public saw a major development. In late February of 2017, a hiker spotted a skull by the Hudson River in Greene County. It's about 60 miles south of Greenwich. The State Department of Environmental Conservation analyzed the skull and initially determined it was likely that of a 10 to 13-year-old boy. They said it had appeared to have washed up in the swampy area by the river 5 to 10 years prior. That all fit the timeline in Jaliek's case. But 2 months later, forensic analysis revealed it was not Chaleigh. The state police said it was the remains of an unidentified 20 to 50-year-old male. A year later, Cambridge Greenwich Police Chief George Bell died of a heart attack. He had a 39-year career in law enforcement, but he never solved Chaleigh Rainwalker's disappearance.
Okay, and so let's say they were friends and he was covering for him. He died then, so that doesn't make sense. And I'm saying this for you guys that might not be aware of what's going on. There's a woman on this app named Country Sapphire. That's her name on here. She was the teacher's aide that worked with this child. That failed him, along with many other people. She didn't call the proper CPS authorities when it was absolutely mandated. And I learned about it. So I'm kind of just re-listening to try to learn and see what I can do.
Although it was still very professional, I never called him George.
And she said that George Bell and the dad was friends. That's why he was being protected. Well, what about after he passed away?
His best to find my grandchild.
If he was, which I don't believe that.
Former Times Union reporter Dan Higgins had also spent a lot of time with Bell in those early days of the investigation.
If I couldn't get him on the phone, I would just leave the TU and I would drive to Washington County and I would just sit in the police station, and eventually, George would show up and he would just kind of joke and roll his eyes and say, "Oh, the press is here, it's Higgins." And he always teased me about being from Buffalo because he couldn't understand why anyone in their right mind lived in Buffalo, New York.
Higgins says there was one particular moment he spent with Bell that sticks in his mind. There's a giant map of Greenwich and the surrounding area on the wall at the police station. Wendy and I saw it there too. It's huge, and there's a lot of green.
George pointed to the map and he said, "One of our big problems here is that you're looking at the search area." And it was just hundreds of square miles of forests and lakes and rivers and towns. And it just really gave me a sense of the enormity of the problem.
Higgins says Bell was very candid about what he believed happened to Chaleigh on the night of November 1st, 2007.
But he also recognized that, he was a law enforcement officer and he needed evidence. And this wasn't an action movie and he couldn't just go in and, arrest someone on a hunch.
Okay. Bell spoke openly on the record, too, of his frustration over the case. Here he is on Find Our Missing in early 2012.
There's not one spatter of blood that we found, not one hair follicle or anything like that could lead us to say there was foul play.
Sergeant Robert Danko now heads the Cambridge Greenwich Police Department. He took over after Chief Bell died.
Chief he was old school. He was, he was from a different breed of police. He did it for 40 years. He was dedicated and, very community oriented. And this case pretty much defined him. He lived and breathed it every day. And he was relentless at working at it.
Despite a lack of resolution during Bell's lifetime, police say that they believe their investigation has produced a solid homicide case.
There's more to this case I can't tell you than I could possibly even begin to tell you.
Retired state police investigator Tom Aiken says he won't even tell his wife about this case.
This would actually be one of the very few cases, and she's heard a lot of bad ones, that there's a lot she doesn't know about this case because I could never even tell her.
Aiken says he provided information on the investigation into Chaleigh's disappearance to the Washington County DA until he retired in 2014. He keeps tabs on it from his home in South Carolina. It's not a cold case, he says. He thinks it's prosecutable and winnable, even though there's never been a body recovered, nor a suspect.
This is exactly why I'm talking about this. Prosecutable and winnable.
Ticking by every day.
Why hasn't somebody done this? Nobody's speaking loud enough. Nobody is up their ass enough. It has to be. We have to. Before this man passes away, justice has to be done.
Refresh yourself with catching up on reports, interviews, details, and whatever any prosecutor wants to ask you.
I feel bad every time you drive down through the village thinking where, this poor child is. No sightings, no anything.
Kevin Courtwright was the Washington County District Attorney when Chaleigh disappeared. He's retired now. Wendy met up with him at his house in Greenwich. They talked about Jaleigh's case over iced tea on his patio.
They ran after every lead possible. I still think
Courtwright left office in 2014 after he lost a bid for re-election. He wouldn't say exactly why he never brought a case in the 7 years between Jaleigh's disappearance and his ousting.
if I had won my re-election, it's a case I would have looked at strongly to take the grand jury possible. There was some things going on there. I don't know how they were resolved, but there were some things they were tying up.
The Democrat lost his bid for re-election in 2013 to Republican Tony Jordan.
So what would it take to bring it to the grand jury?
Well, I can't comment on that as an ongoing investigation.
Current Washington County DA Tony Jordan wouldn't tell us much.
I know our law enforcement is diligently working, and these things eventually work out.
To try a murder case, as Jaleigh's is suspected to be, Jordan says you've only got one shot against a defendant.
Got it, but we're 18 years later and one shot's better than no motherfucking shots.
Or a jury appears at trial acquits, that's the end of it.
Jeopardy attaches, and if future evidence comes forward or additional evidence comes forward, you're precluded from going forward.
Jordan wouldn't say much more, but he bristled at the notion that Jaleigh's is a cold case, even after 15 years.
I don't really like that term. I look at, when I hear the word cold case, that strikes me as a case where every last bit of evidence has been collected and analyzed, and there's just not anything happening with the case anymore, so it sits dormant, and then hopefully years later, for instance, the Golden Gate killer, something comes up that was previously unknown, or even the Unabomber, right? Some more nationally recognized examples where all of a sudden something comes forward that was previously not known, and they go back and relook at the file. Here, it is an ongoing active investigation when leads come in, and leads do come in.
The day after we talked to Washington County DA Tony Jordan, we learned that the state police were conducting a search of a wooded area in South Troy in connection with the Chaleigh case. It was July of 2022, and it was the first public update on the case in 5 years.
Do you see that? She goes into interview, right? And this interview is going on. People's got questions again. The new DA is talked to, and then all of a sudden there's a new search. Like, that's all it takes is for people to be on people's asses.
The only thing police would say, the search was prompted by a tip.
I'm doing a podcast and a series of stories on the Chaleigh Rainwalker. We were looking for Sergeant Dangle over here.
Okay, I'll just remind him. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Anyway.
A few days later, Wendy and I stopped by the Greenwich police station to see if we could catch Sergeant Robert Danko. We found him there, and it was another 90-something degree day. And the only room in the station that had any air conditioning unit was the courtroom. So he agreed to sit with us there in the cool.
Right now we're running with, I think, we have 4 full-timers right now, including myself. So we're understaffed right now.
Danko says only one of the officers he has on staff now were working with the department when Chaleigh disappeared. He himself was still a year away from joining the force. He came on in 2008. Danko says the state police keep him updated on their investigation of Chaleigh's probable homicide.
There's a plethora of information that is flowing in all the time and looked into. And it's sad because, obviously stuff is law enforcement sensitive, so there's only so much that we share to the public. But, what the public is not seeing is that behind the scenes, this case is still going strong.
Danko says he still gets tips from all over the country. The one that came in about the South Troy baseball fields, that came to him. He passes on the ones he finds credible to the state police. How much of your week would you say is taken up by dealing with
I got green rhinestones everywhere
now. It goes
now.
in waves. There will be a point where I'll get a ton of information that I have to sift through, process, and then, I'll pass it along. And then there's sometimes where it goes cold, which is fine because it gives me a time to catch up on the newer cases that we're dealing with.
If this case were to be solved, someone were to be prosecuted, whatever, would that be like a huge weight off of your shoulders?
I think it'd be a huge weight off of everybody's shoulders, including the community and any law enforcement that, was involved. And obviously we'd all love to see it just for, Chief's sake, and just for the sheer fact that, justice is finally, served. So,
right, yeah. Fuck anybody's sake, there's a missing baby. Excuse me. That's more important than anybody being happy that a case was solved. The baby just
next week, on our final episode of Rainwalker, The Lost Boy, we'll join the most recent search for Chaleigh. If you see anything, don't touch it. Just stop and call me over. Okay? Rainwalker, The Lost Boy is a Times Union podcast. This series was produced and edited by Wendy Libertor and myself, Jessica Marshall. We had help from Lauren Stanforth, Susan Mahalik, Lori Todd, Erica Smith, Tom Crocker, Jeff Shearer, and Casey Seiler. Special thanks to Dan Higgins. Archival report footage came from local stations Albany's CBS 6, News Channel 13, and News 10, and from Find Our Missing.
Shut your mouth. I'm doing
Our
something.
theme song is
You're awake too, Heifer. You're awake too. You want to come in the box and listen with me? Come on, Cletus. Don't talk shit. You can't be commenting if you were, hey baby, if you weren't awake, you wouldn't be commenting. So somebody else is awake with me, y'all. Somebody else is awake with me. How are you doing? Carmen, I hope you're having a good night. We're listening to a podcast on a missing child that kind of intrigued my interest. I was actually disagreeing with somebody. And while I was disagreeing because they were streaming me for no reason and talking about me, one of my friends in the comments was like, she should be worried, about the missing child that she worked with, and so I kind of went down this rabbit hole. His name is Chaleigh. He has been missing for 18 years. Not only has there been nobody prosecuted, but his father was the last one to see him, his adopted father. A lot of people didn't do their due diligence and were kind of just, there. It is so very sad. And not that I can do a lot, right? I'm not trying to solve this case, but man, that dad's still out there. He didn't take a lie detector test. He didn't, give DNA. He fucking went to a party that day. Like, if we could just get one person in the area to, use their words, their strength to get this back open, there's a possibility that he could be, fucking...
So,
I dropped all of the rhinestones
okay, it
everywhere.
doesn't sound crazy, but Bria, she has like anxiety attacks.
Okay.
No, it's not fine. She's almost about to puke because she's like really needing. She at least needs to know where the notebook's at. We can't find it. We traced.
In a minute?
She didn't want to like interfere with what you had going on, and she told me to not even join. But I was like, "Girl, if it's really this serious, then I need to let
I'll go
Mom
look in a
know."
minute, but I do know nobody's been in there, so if you left it in there, it's
Yeah,
gotta
I
be.
know. It's just the simple fact that she don't know where it's at.
Okay, give me a second. I'll play this and go look. Give me a second.
All right, I love you.
'Cause
I
I
can't see
can't.
it. It's nowhere in like sight, so it might have fell behind the bed or beside the bed.
Okay, well, just give me 1 second. I gotta do this because this glue will dry, and then I'll fuck it up. So let me put these last
Alright. Well, hey guys. Sorry,
Alright,
that was
ready?
a little bit of a
Alright.
introduction, but
They just forgot something up here that's pretty meaningful. She went downstairs to stay the night. Okay. I'm gonna play this. Because I'm on the cat's ass. And then I will go do the rest. Yeah, look at these, Bria. These are the other ones. Okay, hold on. Oh, is it playing?
His grand region and beyond for more than just sit back, relax, and talk naturally.
This is the
Alexa
Mickey Mouse
Sonnet.
one.
It learns your style, anticipates what's next, and makes it happen across Echo, Fire TV, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/new
It's a frog,
Alexa.
but it's one I ain't done. Oh, wow. I started
It's been 15 years since 12-year-old Chaleigh Rainwalker vanished.
Pretty cute, right? This is the cat that I'm working
His
on
disappearance
right now.
from rural upstate New York was
Yeah, it's just a cat from Hello Kitty, I think.
but no one has ever been charged.
I don't know.
And his body
I could be
has
wrong.
never been found.
But one of my friends' favorite color is green, so I was just doing it, sending it, because I'm making everybody like a little Christmas thing. So, all right, I'll go look for the notebook. Give me a second.
thank you. Here's her walking upstairs. Are you okay?
I'm Jessica Marshall, and I'm Wendy Labertar. In this podcast from a time TV, we'll take a deep dive into this
We're gonna find it.
the case of a missing child that has unsettled New York's capital region and beyond for more than a decade.
Guys.
Episode
What are my
7,
nails?
Mount Colfax.
Wait, put them in together. $30, alright? No, $50.
Before we begin, a word of caution.
Let me give you guys
Involves situations that may be very disturbing to some. So please take care as you listen.
Thank you, girl. I love Nicole. She's the best.
Previously on
I
Rainwalker,
never talked to her
Lost
like
Boy.
personally or anything. Like,
Chaleigh Rainwalker was 12 years old when he vanished, allegedly from his grandfather's house in Greenwich, New York. That was November 1st, 2007. He was reported missing the next morning by his father, Stephen Kerr. Kerr told police his son may have been wearing a yellow fleece jacket, a pair of blue jeans, and black high-top sneakers. Chaleigh was 5 feet 6 inches tall. Blonde hair, green eyes, biracial.
The investigation remains very active and has never been considered a cold case. Several individuals have been thoroughly investigated and eliminated via alibi or polygraph examinations. The status of this case, as of this reading, has been changed from a missing person is now considered a probable child.
You don't want to see that.
More than 15 years after he was last seen, the search for Chaleigh Rainwalker or his remains continues.
Oh, girl. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of sorry. I'm just trying to help Bria out.
Just, if you see anything, don't touch it.
This seems so much worse.
Call me over, okay? Forensic
What do you guys want for
anthropologist
Christmas?
Mercedes Fabian is
I
standing
sound like a fool, like a
over
6-year-old.
Road Trail atop Mount Colfax. We're about 15 minutes due east of Greenwich
What do
by
you guys
car.
ask the questions? What are you guys getting your kids?
So you're not sure if it's a bone, maybe something's on the surface of the ground, or weird changes that you notice, like, oh, this is a random patch of nothing in a whole field of grass.
My stocking is always tears. My mom, I love Christmas.
Random patch of nothing in a whole field of grass, she says. That could be a sign that there's a body.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna speak on this simply because I want to.
Soil compaction, depressions
Anybody
in
who
the
thinks that
ground.
my
These
mom,
are all things that
by
investigators
losing her
typically
job, which obviously
when they're
my mom
searching
having her
for a
job
body.
is very much
The beautiful
good. She
upstate New
needs her
York
job,
building.
regardless.
Absolutely
It
gorgeous.
benefits her.
Wendy Libertor and I
But
are
me
about to
and my
join
brother would be straight
Mercedes on a
regardless. We
search
both
for
have
Jaleigh
jobs.
Rainwalker's body.
My dad owns a
Tagging
business.
along with a group of students from
And
the
even when my
College of
mom
St.
wasn't
Rose
working,
Cold
we
Case
still had everything that
Analysis
we
Center.
wanted and needed.
Those satellite pictures are good.
So don't ever underestimate my mom.
Case
We
Analysis
never
Center
asked.
looks
We
at
never
unsolved
begged.
cases from around New
We've
York's
been given.
capital region,
Okay?
like Jaleigh's.
Definitely not in there.
The students
My name
dissect
is
the
Betsy.
cases.
Thank you.
They look for new or unexplored angles and
I was not rude.
Their goal to provide useful leads to
She's
law
lived with me.
enforcement to help them solve the
Hi.
case.
I've never had to ask.
It's right now, like, how
Olivia Vallant and Zephaniah Cooper are criminal justice majors.
Calm down.
They've been studying
What's that?
Joey,
excited.
shut your cocker. I'm just kidding. It's not in there. I'll take you, but I looked everywhere. It's got to be downstairs.
What's that sound? It's like you're almost 40, acting like a little.
What I did with it.
It's definitely not up here. I searched all beside the bed, under the bed. I took all the blankets off the bed.
What the hell?
Like even under the bed, look. So there's nothing under there.
What the heck did I do with it? I literally had it. What did I do with it? Oh my god.
Did you take it in the shower with you?
No. I don't know why I would do that if I did. There's no way
I don't know why I would do that if I did.
There's no way I did that.
No, yeah, so I searched literally. I pulled everything off.
I don't know. What the hell? Oh my god, what did I do with it? I'm gonna freak out.
Is it big? Is it little?
Yeah, it's a big notebook.
It's like a standard size notebook. It should be open. Like it should be a paper page that is exposed.
Jolie spilled the makeup everywhere. Okay?
Yeah, get on her.
I don't see it nowhere, yeah.
I was trying to set my facial.
What the
hell? Sorry, everybody is getting a real good view of the room, but
it's tea.
She said it's tea.
What the heck?
I don't know. Yeah, it has to be down there. Did you have it up here for sure?
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
She even left it up there when I went to work and she went to the movies.
What color is it?
It's a floral pattern on the cover, but I had it opened so like the cover's like in the back. So it's not exposed. It's just the front page. I think. Like it's pages. Oh my fucking god, what did I do with it?
Let me make sure it's not in my stuff or something.
Dude, she's really the type to do that. Not steal, guys.
No. What the heck did I do with it? Like actually? Did I take it and drop it? Like I'm so
Did you
confused.
possibly drop it outside?
I'm about to go look outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have no idea. I don't, because it's not with my shit. And I have a lot of shit.
Oh, and yeah.
Oh, wait, I do have it. I have it.
Hand it to her.
It's my shit. It was with, so what happened was it was in Jolie's room earlier, and when I grabbed my notebooks with like the case and shit in it, I just grabbed it and put it in
coming
my
up to the door.
book. Okay.
But yeah, for everyone who didn't know, I passed my permit test today. So.
Well, at least nobody read it.
So regardless.
All right. Well, at least we found it.
Haters,
You're welcome.
we're good over here, okay? And I'm not letting nobody bring me down.
There, boom. Well, at least she found it. I was like, wait a minute. The only thing I could think of, because earlier I slept in Bub's rooms last night because you had her over. So I was like, wait a minute. I only went in there one time today, and it was to get myself together, and I grabbed the books to take them downstairs. Pedro, stop back talking.
I'm just loving Pedro.
No. What is this, Jolie?
It's the Grinch meal from McDonald's. I have socks. It's cute.
Where's my food that you brought me?
In the fridge.
This is cute, so it's gonna just chill in my kitchen. You know that's not gonna happen.
We need to put it somewhere. She said I can breathe.
This motherfucking shit. Have you guys ever kept a fucking Grinch meal? This is extra large too.
I didn't really like this season.
Really?
It was really close.
Pedro, look, I got this for Pedro to wear on Christmas.
Look at Pedro's little Christmas. Aww.
Crazy, eh? Crazy, eh? All right. Anyways, let's listen to the rest of this. If you guys are still up and want to play categories, you guys can play.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bad.
But I'm gonna get off of here, y'all.
Okay, love you, bye. Glad I found it. Sorry that you had anxiety for like the last hour. I had it the whole fucking time I ate shit.
Sissy love him.
I love my sissy. Talk to him real quick.
Pedro, good boy. Pedro, good boy. Him, good boy. And him, sister, love him. And him, sister, brought him chicken home from work. And him, egg.
Yeah.
Him, good boy.
Good baby. Good morning, baby. Goodbye, I love you. Say goodbye, love you, sissy. If you guys are still up down there and want to play categories, come in and play. Oh, Pedro, look, your balls are covered at least. Ooh, boys.
Alright.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
All right, so we were listening. I'm going to finish this episode up. So while I'm finishing this duck, Pedro, enough. Go get a toy or something. Look at him. Man, this dog is going to be the death of me. If it ain't the kids, it's the damn dog. Yeah, my daughter got a permit today. She's really excited. I opened the door so he could go in there. My son's gonna say, Mom, in a minute. Get the dog. Bat! Get the dog out of here. Ban! Here, you want a treat? You want a treat? You want some cheese? You want some Velveeta? I can get you a treat out of the thing too. Why you gotta be so back talky? What's your deal, Pickle? If you guys could see him, he went with his mouth. It was hilarious. Here, come on. There you go. All right. So if you guys are just coming in, obviously we've been kind of just learning a little bit about the Chaleigh case because Monday, at least by like next Friday, I'm gonna have called like a lot of places and at least try to see it. Like, is this case still open? Why aren't we like doing things and moving forward? Because listen, it's pretty clear cut with the evidence that they have that the father definitely has something to do with this. We just heard the prosecutor say, or the old prosecutor say, he didn't win election, but had he would have definitely, because it is prosecutable, he said. So I just don't understand why this baby's been missing for 18 fucking years. And not only did people that was mandated fucking fail him, but the system in general failed him. So let's just listen to this and then we'll chit chat a little bit.
And alert going into this search. What are you hoping to get out of today?
I mean, hopefully we can see if there's anything in the ground that might signify.
You having a good night, Jess, baby?
Yeah, really. If there's any type of sign that Chaleigh was here or, you know, his remains or anything like that, I mean, that would really be like the gold mine of this. But I don't know. We'll really just have to see.
I'm gonna actually put his picture.
But if we do find anything, we're gonna flag it and get the GPS, and then we'll hand it over to
this letter down here is the letter that he had written
So are we going up this way or
his
That's
runaway
the Cold
letter.
Case Analysis Center program director and criminology professor Christina Lane.
Now, why here? Maybe you could explain, too, why Colfax Mountain is important in the case.
Well, the neighbor back then that shares the boundary line with the individual that owns the property that we're looking at. And he contended there was a lot of odd digging activity and burying activity late at night that the property owner did. And he also...
Christina says the land's former owner was an acquaintance of Jaliek's adoptive father, Stephen Kerr, who was the last person to see Chaleigh before he vanished. The landowner has never been suspected of foul play or charged in connection with Chaleig's disappearance. The only person of interest police have named in the case in the last 15 years is Stephen Kerr. But that designation holds no legal weight. Stephen Kerr has never been charged with anything.
Nope. Still walking around, having a fucking grand old time. Fucking crazy.
Colfax Mountain. It's actually Mount Colfax, but everyone we talk to seems to use the names interchangeably. It's not been officially searched by the state police as part of the investigation into Chaleig's disappearance. Retired state police investigator Tom Aiken confirmed to us that Colfax had never been searched. Based on the evidence they'd compiled, he says state police did not believe it was high on the list of places Chaleig's body could likely be. Cambridge Greenwich Police Sergeant Robert Danko, though, has actually checked out the area. He says he did so at the prompting of several concerned citizens who were worried that the witnessing of late-night digging with heavy machinery in a heavily wooded area around the time Chaleigh disappeared could mean something.
I don't think that I have his name.
Yeah, I actually walked Colfax on my own just because I heard that rumor as well, and I went out and went and walked around. That area would be hard, but obviously I was by myself, just doing like
Woods?
It's woods, it's gravel bank, like gravel beds and stuff like that, and just some junk up there. But I don't know if that area is on the radar just yet. I know talking to the lead investigators with the state police that there were some areas of interest, but at the time when I was talking to them about it, it was on the back burner because of COVID. So
Colfax Mountain, or Mount Colfax, is almost 1,300 feet high. From 1951 through 1970, the State Department of Environmental Conservation used it as a fire lookout. There's an abandoned fire tower still standing at the top. It's not open to the public. The area we were there to search, however, is across the road from the path to the fire tower. It's now owned by Coldwell Banker Properties. Cool. Christina and her students secured permission to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Why not?
I just can't get over the fact that it would have been 15 years, like...
I got one in 3 days.
And you could still find signs, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll be right back.
If you're enjoying this podcast, take advantage of all the Times Union has to offer and support our efforts to bring you award-winning
Me and my
journalism
daughter,
by becoming a
she's going
Times
to
Union
research
member
a lot.
today. Go to
I'm going to go and get what I
timesunion.com/subscribe.
can. My sister was unalived, and we're going to wait till the holidays and stuff pass. But now that my daughter is, damn nigh 17, and my son's, older as well, I can engage a little bit more in that. And that kind of was something that I was going to do after the holidays. And then I kind of heard about this and was like, you know what? Why don't I just listen to this and learn as much as I can about it? And maybe one person will hear it in the meantime, So if you guys are new, this letter right here was written, and the FBI did do a handwriting analysis, and it was said to be by Chaleigh, a 12-year-old boy that has been missing for 18 years and has still not been found. Nobody has been charged in the case, although there is strong enough evidence of the adoptive father being the individual that is the cause for his not being found yet, right? So there's a lot of really crazy details that are involved. And right now we're halfway through episode 7 on season 1 of this podcast, and we're gonna finish this, and then we'll chit chat a little bit and play some games and have some fun, and before I can lay it down.
It'd be hard to find him if he is here, especially after this long. But there are some spots.
We're on Colfax Mountain, and we're ready to start the search. There's a gate blocking the entrance to the property where we're going to search for Chaleigh Rainwalker's remains. Once you pass that gate on foot, there appears to be a path that was once driven over regularly, but weeds have taken over. It was more difficult to navigate than a clear and well-trodden trail. I was glad I brought hiking boots. Our feet and our legs were covered in brambles within seconds, and we had 0 cell phone reception.
Talk about let's find our way back. Where the hell are we?
I know where we are.
I am not good with directions.
Yeah,
but if there's anybody I want to get lost in the woods with, it's you.
Thank you. Well, I am very good in forests.
Neither Wendy nor I had ever been on a search for a body before. As we began our search, Mercedes was very patient with our barrage of questions about forensic science.
Is there any kind of forensic equipment that, because there wouldn't be any heat signature, obviously, but something that could you could scan the area and it could x-ray the ground.
So there's GPR, which is ground penetrating radar.
Okay.
What that does is it tells you about disturbances in the layers of soil. It's a really good tool. The issue is there could be disturbances for other reasons. So if they went through and dug a hole and put some equipment in there, it might pick that up.
Okay.
Sometimes you can kind of tell the shape of things, but
yeah.
I mean, there's a possibility it would work. It's just all this would have to be kind of cleared off.
Anytime we have hunters that use this little road, when they're there pretty much immediately.
Aiden O'Hearn lives next to the property. She and her husband moved there just a few years ago. She is not the neighbor who witnessed activity there in 2007. She's a school counselor and a lifelong Cambridge resident. Cambridge is in many ways a sister community to Greenwich. They're about 10 minutes apart, and they share a police department. Aiden didn't know Chaleigh or his family, but she remembers when he disappeared. She walks her dog on the property next door a lot. She's become familiar with it. She was one of the residents who asked Sergeant Danko to take a look at it.
There's, down this way and a little bit to the right, there's a really big cement pit that I think they used to just shoot guns in over to the right. And then back there's just stuff like barrels
TikTok, they said the G
all sorts of different things way back and just right here to the left there's things. So there's just a lot of stuff back here.
As we're walking, we catch a glimpse of a 3-foot-tall plastic Christmas nutcracker lawn decoration. And then a few paces down the trail, another one. They're scattered throughout the wooded area, encircling the property. A leftover from the previous owner.
They just got random nutcracker
walking,
things
we started
everywhere.
seeing other leftovers, like Aiden mentioned. Random piles of industrial-looking junk, here and there. Discarded plastic barrels, construction metal, wood. There are distinct remains of burn pits and metal burn barrels as well. After about a quarter of a mile, there's a clearing. A wide, sunken pit, maybe half a football field in width and length. Its floor is covered in leaves. Scattered here and there among the leaves, bones. Mercedes, the forensic anthropologist, doesn't seem surprised. Before any of us could get too excited or squeamish at the sight of skeletal remains, she pronounced them animal bones, probably deer. Hunters have been allowed on the property for years during the state's hunting season.
That is part of the
spine? Oh,
nope, this is a foot bone. So we have metacarpals and metatarsals and then phalanges, and this looks like it's probably a big phalange.
From a deer.
Yeah. Ours aren't, again, the
She holds up what looks like an arm or a leg bone. It's been picked clean, probably by animals.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this one has interesting, like, cut marks on it.
Rotten.
But, do you see how down here it looks kind of like a weird,
Like a cello, almost like that.
yeah, like a joint kind of a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Our joints aren't
Is
like
this
that. They don't
during
have,
up
like,
here,
this split
or
in the middle.
I would
And,
just let it go?
we just have different
I told him to go lay
landmarks
down with
stuck to
her,
the
but
bone.
he will not fall for that. He'll be sitting there whining.
Oh, she's taking the backpack off. This is serious.
Uh-oh.
This is serious.
It is.
Occasionally, we would get a moment of excitement. Is that a flashlight?
I think so.
I'm almost done with this. It's cute.
She's looking into a rusty-looking barrel.
Look at what they see in there. Did they say what they saw?
So cute.
Super deep.
Ooh.
These are just like little free gifts that I'm sending my
Oh, it's in
amazing
the
people
ground. Interesting.
that's ordered things from
We
me.
spent
Like I would
almost
send a bunch of
2
free
hours
shit.
tromping through the woods. In the end, there were 2 areas that the students and the forensic
Again,
anthropologist
if you weren't in here
found
earlier
intriguing.
and you are struggling any
The
type of way,
first was a hulking
make
pile
a
of
wish
slate and
list with
shale
like
next to
5
the
things
pit.
on it. That's relatively
Slate and
cheap.
shale are native
Next
geology to
Friday,
the area. Bob Warren even
I'll
sings
put the
about
date
it
on my
in his
video, but
musical.
next Friday I'm
Remember
going to purchase
Greenwich the musical?
3 to 5 people something off their wish list for their family, just for being here, and I appreciate you.
Christina Lane, the cold
Yeah,
case
if I can
analysis
help, why
center
not?
director, said something like a giant pile of slate and shale could be a pretty good place for someone to hide a body if they needed to.
But I'm surprised because when I look at that, that hill of slate and shale, I'm like, that would be perfect.
I will make another
You know, 'cause
video
there's
with
one
the
case that I
exact
show the
date and
students,
time so that
And
people
it was
can know
it was
to
a
be
serial
there.
killer though, and he took one of his victims and he buried her in a stone wall.
And I'll
Those
tell you
materials,
guys
they didn't
again
find
here
him.
in a
They couldn't
second
even
how I'm
see
going to
it.
do it.
And she was there for a while. Then I look at this. An animal won't be able to dig through that.
I was gonna say, could dogs sniff something though? If we brought like a dog that was trained?
I don't know.
It just seems so dense. Like,
Mercedes Fabian, the forensic anthropologist, says it's possible, but it would take a great effort to find out for sure. Lots of heavy equipment and patience.
I mean, think about how much pressure there is when someone's buried underground.
Yeah.
All the dirt on top of them.
Right.
My guess is he was probably still in clothing. And then if it was placed on top of him, I think there'd still be stuff there, but you would want to be really careful going through all that.
Needle in a haystack, or needle in a slate stack is actually the more accurate. The other area of interest the students keyed in on was a pile of stones further into the woods. We stood with Christina and Mercedes as they looked it over.
The weird thing is where these rocks come from.
Yeah, there's no other.
Except the shell.
No, these rocks are.
Everybody's asking me to battle. I just want to get through this, and then maybe
But
I will
Mercedes
meet
was
some new
careful to
people.
say, just
But if
because
you
there
guys
are
are here for
rocks
that,
in a
just know
pile
I just
that look
appreciate
out
you
of
tapping.
place
I'm not in
doesn't
this
necessarily mean there
to
would
do
be a
anything but
body
really
beneath
meet
them.
new people and
Yeah, what do you think
keep
of
growing
this?
in
Anything
terms of
strange
people
that you've never
knowing
seen
me so
before,
that
or
I
is this
can
run of
help
the mill kind of a?
do good
Honestly, it
things in
seems
this
kind of
world.
run of the mill, based on the roads, and it would be very chancy to get rid of him here.
In fact, at the end of our search, Mercedes said she thinks it's unlikely that Jaleigh's remains would be found on Colfax. It seems too accessible.
I mean, there are places I would look, like the stone pile. But I also think there are definitely other places, other
You went
properties
down?
that should be looked at too.
Went down? Okay.
That day, there were no
Here, go to your
definitive
bed.
findings
Go to your
for
bed.
students Zephaniah and Olivia to analyze. But as we trudged out of the woods, they seemed, if nothing else, energized by the experience.
Is this encouraging? Like that this kind of
Definitely. It definitely is. It's nice to, like I said, get the hands-on experience and
It's
see stuff.
easier to rhinestone without it
Fill
up
out
here too, so.
different places that bodies can be put. You never know. We still could find something when we come back.
I feel like us doing these types of searches and stuff like that really makes me hopeful. Because as long as we keep Jaleigh's name in people's mouths and awareness about his case, then it won't go too cold. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I feel like if we keep searching, we're bound to find him. We're bound to find at least something that will lead to him.
Absolutely.
experience of searching for a body is almost surreal. On one hand, it's a very scientific process, and on the other, you're looking for a person. In this case, a child. A child who was potentially murdered. It was a little hard for me to reconcile. Wendy felt this way too. We got together after the search to talk through our feelings about where we've ended up with this podcast. So we've spent, I don't know, the better part of a year working on this podcast and the articles that you've written about it. I mean, how are you feeling right now? We've done 7 episodes. We're closing out the final one. What are your feelings?
Well, my feeling is frustration because police won't tell us really what they know. We did find some people who gave us a couple more interesting details on the investigation, but Chaleigh is still missing. No one knows what happened to Chaleigh. I think that's the frustrating part. We're not able to solve this mystery, and people are still hurting over this and want to know where Chaleigh is.
Do you
Then
think
there's a lot of
passage
people that
time,
live in the area that don't even know that this baby is missing. Like, they just did a candlelight vigil, and a lot of people was like, I didn't even know about this.
Certainly, it's a circumstantial.
And this is not a big town. This is a small town. So this is something that should be definitely fucking
and as long
being
as
screamed to the top of the
is delayed on examining what the police do
buildings every
have,
fucking
which they have
time
not
that you
fully
can.
shared with us, the better chance the mystery of Chaleigh will never be solved. You know, Chief George Bell died during this time. Barbara Reilly's husband died during this time.
Barbara Reilly
Other
is the
people
grandmother
who were witnesses
of
have
Chaleigh.
died during this 15-year period, and that will likely continue. And the longer this goes, the less likely we're going to be able to say what happened to Chaleigh, as well as some of the people we talked to who said they weren't sure, they couldn't exactly remember. And it took some digging to try to find out what actually happened, because, yes, memories are fading.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything is possible, and I just do hope that one day we can find out what happened to Chaleigh Rainwalker.
Me too.
Me 3. And I really, really
But
hope that it's
we wrap
before
up
that
this
grandmother
podcast,
passes
there's
away,
one
man.
more person we haven't yet met.
My story is not relevant.
That's the mother.
It's the story of how the system
Failed.
could let them adopt him.
Pamela Boyd.
That's the blood mother, y'all. So I'm really excited, really fucking excited about this. I haven't listened to this. This is my first time with y'all. So I'm really excited to hear this. I didn't even know she was on there.
When I was not notified, I was notified by the police and the news people.
Pamela found out that Chaleigh was missing when a reporter called her.
Oh my God.
During the early days of the investigation, she cooperated with police. Chief George Bell says she willingly gave her DNA.
And I was saddened, you know, but the sadness wasn't just for Chaleigh. The sadness was because I was clean then. So, you know, guilt and stuff ran in.
Pamela told us the father of her other sons was trying to get custody of Chaleigh when Chaleigh left his 5th foster family. That was just before he was taken in by Stephen Kerr and Jocelyn McDonald. Pamela says her other son's father had visitation rights with Chaleigh at the time, but she says the custody appeal was denied.
You know, so
God, I got the
Chaleigh
cold
fell through the
chills.
crack.
She tried, man.
Totally. He fell through the crack and got killed.
Pamela is a member of the Justice for Chaleigh Rainwalker Facebook group. She posts and comments fairly often. She recently posted a photo of a bright red cardinal against a blue sky. It had text on it.
That really
saying,
breaks my
quote,
heart.
To the one who watches me from the sky, I will miss you more than you will ever
I freaking
know.
get the cold chills. It's crazy. So she was with another man.
It's been 15 years since
during
Chaleigh
his
Rainwalker
fifth
vanished.
foster home.
15
this
years
was his
is the better
seventh,
part of a
where he
generation.
went missing from.
For state police
Or
investigator
sixth,
Tom Aiken,
sixth,
time is becoming
sixth or
an
seventh.
enemy.
Let me not say one or
Guys
the
were
other.
so many years out. We
So
already
if
lost
they would have
George, who knew
honored
everything
custody
inside out about this
to
case. It
them,
would have been such a
then
valuable
this
asset.
could have not happened. And
that
imagine
not
trying
only
to
are
get your
we
child back, trying to, you know,
all
once
retiring
you
or
lose your kids to
dying
the
or
system, it's very, very
leaving
hard
areas.
to get them back.
The more
That's
years
why
you're in
I
the case, the
encourage
more
anybody to, take those steps immediately of whatever they asked you
For
to do.
foster mom Elaine Person, who dropped Chaleigh off with his father the night he disappeared, she says it sometimes feels like no time has passed at all. The emotion she feels over what happened with Chaleigh is still very raw.
It still hurts. I mean, we spent a year of our lives looking for him and trying to find out what happened to him, and that was intense, really intense. And yeah, it still hurts.
I bet.
Time doesn't seem to faze Barbara really. She says she'll continue to follow the case as she has for the last 15 years, without regret.
I've thought about trying to talk to somebody about, was my decision right? I mean, I could have just been quiet and not searched and let it take its own course and stayed within the home. But Chaleigh is a child, and was a child, and he needed to have people look for him, just like any child,
For Pamela Boyd, the past and future are not relevant when it comes to the child that she lost.
All right now, hope is always present. Justice for Chaleigh.
I know that's right.
If you have information on the disappearance of Chaleigh Rainwalker, the New York State Police urge you to call 518-692-9332, or you can email tips to nysvap@troopers.ny.gov. You to call 518-692-9332, or you can email tips to nysvap@troopers.ny.gov.
Sorry guys, I had to replay it so I could write it down just in case somebody won't talk that much when I try to call the first couple numbers, because let's face it, I'm starting at blank here.
Edited by Wendy Libertor and myself, Jessica Marshall. We had help from Lauren Stanforth, Susan Mahalik, Lori Todd, Erica Smith, Tom Crocker, Jeff Shearer, and Casey Seiler. Special thanks to Dan Higgins. Archival report footage came from local stations Albany's CBS 6, News Channel 13, and News 10, and from Find Our Missing. Our theme song is As You Make the Bed by Amos Noah.
So there is a Facebook group that shares as much as they can, obviously, on Chaleigh and just any hopes of anything, right? Let's see. That was 7, 8, no body, stranger danger. So there have been no updates in the investigation of Chaleigh Rainwalker. And for you guys that are just listening, Rainwalker was not his born bio last name. It was given to him by his adoptive parents that he went missing from due to her walking in the rain while she was pregnant with her first child. So she changed all of her children's names to Rainwalker. The discovery of human remains in South Troy, New York fuels speculation about what may have happened to Chaleigh Rainwalker. That's season 10, 51 minutes. So episode 8 is next, and it says there's been no updates in the investigation since late June 2022. Let me finish this. I'm almost done.
The world moves fast. Your workday even faster.
If you listen to our first 7 episodes, you will know, and spoiler alert if you didn't, we did not solve the mystery of what happened to Chaleigh Rainwalker. But as often is the case with unsolved true crime,
fucking sad, man.
There's more of the story to tell, and we are here for it. I'm Jessica Marshall.
And I'm Wendy Libertor.
This is Rainwalker, the Lost Boy.
Episode 8, Nobody.
Before we begin, a word of caution. The story we are about to tell involves situations that may be very disturbing to some listeners. So please take care as you listen. If you remember back a few episodes, we spent a lot of time in a place called Washington County. That's in upstate New York, at the base of the Adirondack State Park, about 40 minutes north of Albany. The eastern side of Washington County forms the state's border with Vermont. And we spent so much time there because it's where Chaleigh was allegedly last seen. His adoptive father, Stephen Kerr, was the last person to see him. Stephen Kerr told police that he and Chaleigh spent the night of November 1st, 2007, alone at a family member's house in the village of Greenwich. He reported his son missing the next morning. He told law enforcement and the media at the time that he firmly believed Chaleigh ran away.
He just ran away at 12, never had a phone, didn't have Wi-Fi, didn't take nothing with him, and he went to be a part of the game.
In the process
Jenny, baby.
of
How are you?
trying to reverse Chaleigh's
You're having an
adoption
amazing
when he
morning thus
disappeared.
far.
They said his behavioral issues, stemming from reactive
We're
attachment
just listening
disorder,
to a case of
were
a missing
too much
lovely
for them
child
to handle.
that I'm intrigued by. I know some of you guys are asleep, but for people that are waking up and coming in, there is a creator on this app named Country Satfire, and she was a teacher's aide to this child. About a year after he was pulled out of the school, he went to missing. However, she plays a huge part in this, sadly, because there was a warranted reason to contact CPS, and she did tell her superiors, but they didn't contact CPS. So while I was in one of her lives, this topic came up, and so I'm just kind of going down this rabbit hole, and it's very sad. It's 18 years later. The chief investigator has passed away. There is a new prosecutor, and I know it sounds far-fetched, but if one person comes across and can be a voice or whatever cause, and it's prosecutable. The old prosecutor got taken out of office due to election, and he said it's prosecutable. So Stephen Kerr, the father, whom is the only person of interest ever in this case, is still walking out there. And even if it's his last fucking 2 days, it would be nice if this baby had some kind of justice.
I've never met such a pair of parents that refuse to cooperate with law enforcement.
That's former Greenwich Police Chief George Bell talking about Stephen and Jocelyn on an episode of Find Our Missing from 2012. Stephen and Jocelyn stopped cooperating with the investigation within 2 weeks of the disappearance. They packed up their family and moved to Vermont 4 months later. And
So
they've
4
refused
months.
to talk about
4
Chaleigh
months.
publicly since then.
4 months then moved.
Police consider Stephen Kerr a person of interest in the case. They have since early 2008, a few months after Jaleek's disappearance. That doesn't mean anything legally, though. Stephen Kerr has never been charged with any crimes in connection to his son. Stephen Kerr refused to talk to us for this podcast. So did Jocelyn McDonald. But the last two district attorneys of Washington County did speak to us. Republican Tony Jordan and Democrat Kevin Courtright are political polar opposites. Courtright was DA when Chaleigh disappeared. Jordan defeated him in 2013. Neither of them ever attempted to bring a case against anyone in relation to Jaleigh's disappearance. But they also agree, at least from what they both told us a few months ago, that prosecuting a case is not out of the question.
If I had one mile real action in this case, I would have looked at it strongly to take a grand jury possible.
When I hear the word cold case, that strikes me as a case where every last bit of evidence has been collected and analyzed, and there's just not anything happening with the case anymore, so it sits dormant. Here, it is an ongoing active investigation when leads come in, and leads do come in.
Okay.
Before we get to a potential prosecution, let's do a little more debriefing on what we learned in our reporting thus far. Wendy Liberatore and I sat down with our editor, Lauren Stanforth, to talk it through. Well, here we are. 7 episodes of Rainwalker the Lost Boy are out there. You can binge listen it now. We told what we thought was a pretty complete story, but as always with stories like this, there tends to be more to tell afterwards. So here we are again, kind of gathered. Let's take a look back at that 7-episode series, and I'm gonna throw it over to our intrepid editor, Lauren Stanforth, who helped guide us through this process of making this podcast, which took, the better part of a year.
Well, I'm so happy to be with you, Jess and Wendy, because I'm really proud of the work you ended up doing.
We could not have done it without you. I forgot to add that at the beginning. You are a vital part of this podcast.
First of all, it was Lauren's idea to do this, and Jess and I would have never done it without you, Lauren.
Me thinking of something takes 1 minute, so no credit due. When we talk about all the work you guys did on the series, the question to Wendy, people who read and listened to everything, they know that you live in Greenwich and your husband participated in searches for Chaleigh when he disappeared. But at the same time, in all this reporting you're doing, how much did you learn that you didn't know, even though you had that?
Quite a bit. Although I followed it intensely at the moment because it's Greenwich, and
I don't think you could have escaped it either if you wanted to at the time, right? It was just everywhere.
Right. It was the talk of the town and beyond. And it remains to be so. It certainly waned. It's not top of mind, but it was top of mind for a long time.
When we had talked to people in the town, one of the things that struck me most was that all you had to say was his name, and instantly you would see people's brains just go back to, clearly they had thought about this a lot. Clearly they had, they knew about the story. It was an instant recollection. People didn't have to say, Chaleigh.
But I'm going to show you, she says that, and I respect what she's saying with the people that they interviewed. But I also showed yesterday and can gladly show you guys just November 1st of this year, where people that live in that town was like, I didn't even know that there was a missing kid here. And that's troublesome. That's troublesome.
Yeah, and Jess, how did you feel? You're a mom to young kids. Did it impact you as well when you were doing this reporting?
100%. Just by way of background, I had never been to Greenwich. I'd never heard of the story until I started at the Times-Union, which I'm eternally ashamed about because this is something I should have known about. But
in my experience as a journalist,
did you hear her?
and
She didn't even
covering
know until
stories
she
like
started,
these,
which she's
usually
ashamed
I
of
can
that. Like, she didn't even
compartmentalize
know.
a little bit, like, okay, I can push back and say, this is work and here's my life, and, I can compartmentalize. But with this one, because of the nature of the story, because maybe my life has changed a bit now, I'm a mom, like, it was harder to separate myself emotionally from it. And, it just kind of was something that I had to deal with as we went through this whole process, was kind of being like, okay, this is starting to affect me outside of work now, just the things that I'm thinking about it.
And you spent much time doing it. I mean, it was months and months and months and months. So it was repeated, the thoughts of what might have happened, or, people's comments about it just kept flooding back. We couldn't get away from it.
And at the same time, the way to kind of, at least in my mind, is to sort of fight that existential whatever that you develop over a story, is to kind of just realize, like, this story needs to be told, right? Somebody needs to find out what happened to this kid, whatever it was. So that's kind of how you pull yourself back from the abyss.
Exactly.
Over the months since, 11 months ago, what has been the biggest challenges with getting this project published?
Probably the most challenging was trying to get Stephen Kerr and Jocelyn to speak with us. I mean, we tried all different things. The letters, the phone calls.
It's been 15 years, and I thought maybe it's been 15 years, so it would be easier to get people to speak to us. And you're saying, still, it would be very difficult.
People on both sides of the aisle, so to speak, to borrow a phrase from political reporting, people who, were very supportive of Stephen Kerr and his family, and, ardently believed that he had nothing to do with it. And then people on the other side, more than one person in the podcast wanted to be anonymous. So that was another hill to kind of climb.
This case was particularly tricky. I mean, not only for journalists, but I'm sure for any police investigator doing it, the fact that so much time has passed, plus the fact that a person of interest was named in the case, Chaleig's adoptive father, Stephen Kerr. Did you worry that people's recollections when you were interviewing them would be colored by the fact that Kerr was named a person of interest? Because, as you guys had covered, a person of interest has no legal weight. It's not a criminal charge. It does not imply that a person is guilty of anything. So did you worry that was coloring people's memories when you were asking them questions?
Not really, no. I mean, people who wanted to talk about it and had memories had pretty vivid memories. And I don't think whatever the police said about Stephen Kerr as a person of interest had any influence whatsoever on what these people felt, saw. He wasn't named a person of interest for quite some time. And, the scuttlebutt in Greenwich, people thought he had something to do with it only because he was the last person to see Chaleigh. He wouldn't go on searches, and he was saying he had some crazy theories that people didn't believe. So long before Chief Bell ever came public with that, I mean, it was almost instantaneous here in the community that they felt Stephen was hiding something. Whether or not that's true or not, we don't know.
I also think that in the folks that we kind of talk to outside of the Greenwich community, I mean, just kind of even talking about it, with friends or whomever outside the Greenwich community, like, I think maybe in a way the person of interest designation did color some of their recollections of the case, like people down in Albany or people down, in Schenectady or whatever, and you ask them if you remember the Chaleigh Rainwalker case, and they're like, oh yeah, isn't that the case of the kid whose dad killed him? That kind of thing, I think, probably colored a lot of recollections region-wide. Greenwich in the community, I think, was a different story.
All I'm saying is we followed every little angle, every little rumor, and a lot of them were dead ends. I mean, but we had a lot of conversations that didn't go anywhere because they were nothing.
A lot of people saying, like, well, I heard this happened, and then it's like, okay, well, the first-hand source who told you that is not willing to talk to us, or is no longer alive, or it is completely impossible to confirm this fact. There's a lot of that, which is just,
Very frustrating.
Right. And we did our due diligence and tracked down every crazy thing that we possibly could have. Because Greenwich is a small community and people gossip like crazy. So, we needed to find out whether there was any truth to a lot of these things.
I was so hoping that you would shake loose sources who were saying things publicly for the first time that would assist the investigation. Did that end up shaking out like that at all? Do you think you teased out any information that would help police?
I remember back in July, as most people living in the capital region and paying attention to current events, there was suddenly a search for Chaleigh after a decade, 5 years, something like that. A significant amount of time. This was the first update in the case in a long time. And it just so happened to be the day after we connected with Washington County DA Tony Jordan. Now, I'm not saying that's connected, but it certainly gave us hope that perhaps if we continued with this podcast and put it out there, that it would have the power to move the case forward in some way, or at least, shake a little something loose that might, be something that we could explore further.
Yes. Yeah, Barbara really talked about that with me as well, about, who tipped them off. I mean, the police said it was a legitimate tip. I wish I knew who that person was and could talk to them, but yeah, there was other things we didn't include. For example, things that Barbara really and the cold case students at the College of St. Rose said they found that were found in Troy and collected as evidence. We didn't include that as well because we weren't able to get it verified from the state police.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that said, oh yeah, well, we can't really talk about that. Because that would, jeopardize the case that we're building.
Yes, there was a lot of that, including with the FBI.
Do you think this case will ever be solved? Do you think, first of all, his physical body will ever be found? Or do you think anyone will ever be charged?
I think it'll be solved, but it's going to be a long time.
So I agree with you that I feel like someday the truth will come out.
I'll tell you in 1 second. Sorry, I'm on a tedious damn spot on this damn duck. Wait 1 second. And when you're working with damn rhinestones that are so small.
We'll be right back.
Good God. And it's late and I'm blind, so that doesn't help, right?
If you're enjoying this podcast, take advantage of all the Times Union has to offer and support our efforts to bring you award-winning journalism by becoming a Times Union subscriber.
This is the case of a young man, well, now 27, if he's still alive, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you. There's all these ones too, like these are going out in the mail, but thank you. So Chaleigh Rainwalker, he's been missing for 18 years. There's somebody on the app named Country Sapphire. That was a teacher's aide that worked with him. And she found him, but a lot of people found him along the way, right? He was in the system. He was in 6 foster cares before. Yeah, so no, there's not a kit, but you can buy any of these at a craft store, right? There's different sizes. So there's 12, 16, 20, and then there's the smaller ones. Let me see. Come on, baby. We found a small packet back here because all of them downstairs in my craft room, but a couple. So then there's the small ones as well. And then you just get the ducks, or you get a brush, or you get an iPhone case that's clear, or anything. And you could literally rhinestone anything. Everybody's different. I love Gem Tech. That's the glue that I choose to use. These, I give away during my giveaways. I do a giveaway the 16th of every month, just for people that play games with me in my lives and hang out. And so I was getting a request. I usually just give them away and don't sell them, but I make candles. I'm not downstairs in my craft room, but I make candles, I make shirts. I just like crafting on my spare time, I guess. Gives me something to do and gives me something to do while my brain's fucking on overtime. But Chaleigh Rainwalker was 12 years old. He was at his adoptive family's house. It was a foster family. They adopted him, sadly. They were going to sign over their rights just because he was 12. He made a sexual advanced behavior or something mean. I don't know the exact words, so I don't want to speculate. Towards somebody in the homeschool group. Hey, beauty, how are you? And they wanted to give him back. So they did call respite. Like I said, there's a lot of crazy details, but the adopted father was the last one to see him. This note that is up, thank you, baby. This note that is right here says, "Dear everybody, I'm sorry for everything. I won't be a bother anymore. Goodbye, Chaleigh." FBI did determine that was Chaleigh's handwriting. However, the grandmother said that he was made like to say an apology letter or some sort. And she thought that was that. It's really, really fucking indignant. However, Chaleigh Rainwalker, and because there was that creator that kind of brought it up, I wanted to kind of just dig, and what better way than while I'm on live, just kicking it, not doing much of nothing, to listen to it. Thank you, baby. And so while I was finishing this, I was listening to the next episode. I'm at season 1, but episode 8 of this podcast. And I'm going to stop here in a second when I get done with this and just chit chat a little bit. I know I started this live earlier and was chit chatting about some things. Do you guys know what it means? Like when it says, I know some of you guys don't go live, so you probably don't know, and it's fucking late as fuck. So when it says ask somebody to join and it comes in, I know when they join, it'll be like, Queen Mel joined or whatever. But I wonder what it means when it's like Queen Mel asked them to join. Are they on the outside? Are they on the, like, what the hell is it? Do you guys know? I'm just kind of curious. Because I keep seeing a couple people that in the last couple of days had a lot to say in chats, and I'm never the type of creator that would call them out, because I don't give a fuck. If you don't like me and you feel that way, that's fine, but don't fucking come in, just block me and keep it fucking moving if you don't fucking like me, and that's the way I feel about it. However, if you did have a question and you are listening, fucking ask me. I'm 40 fucking years old. You're a grown ass adult. Fucking ask me, and I'm gonna show facts if I say it. Like, man, like if you have any and for you to not like me or be like, I'm not going in there because of this, but yet you're texting me behind the scenes or checking on me and some shit, that's some weird ass shit too. I don't know how you motherfuckers sleep at night. I'm gonna just be honest. But anyways. Look, it says crafts, AI, drama, share your, no, I'm just kidding. It says crafts, AI, but those AI things are wild that come up at the bottom when you go talking. But yes, you can. And like, so these ducks, a lot of them I got from Five Below. They'll come in like ducks of 3, or you can just buy them singly, but I ordered a couple too. I'm going to do a few police officer ducks. I know one of my supervisors, that is a BCBA that does my supervision. She has a Jeep and she doesn't have any ducks on her dash, because some people, duck it up, right? But I was like, listen, I rhinestone ducks and I know you don't have any, but I need to give you 1 duck so you can put this duck on your dash, right? And so I did that, and it's a bell duck, and it's so fucking cute. She has it on her desk at work. It's so fucking cute. I don't think she'll ever put it in her Jeep, just because she's probably not a fan of them, but at least I made her one, right? It's crazy, my sleep schedule. I fucked it all up last night, man. I was into this case and I was just listening and looked up and realized the time, and then I had to work fucking this morning at the butt crack of dawn. So fucked up every bit of my sleep schedule. So here I am. I slept all day after work. I come home, went to bed. So here I am. The glue is called Gemtech. Yep. And then, like I said, there's like these small ones that you can get. That's like the pearlized one, or you could get different sizes. sizes like these, or the bags with all of the different sizes. It's up to you to sort them, separate them. But if you like diamond paintings, I've never done it, but I had a friend say, like, if you like diamond paintings, not only is it similar, but it's a tangible thing instead of having a bunch of diamond paintings around that you can gift. And they're cute as fuck. Like, they're cute as fuck. Really fucking cute. And once you learn to do these, you can fucking, you know, like I said, do anything. I just got a new iPad and the case is not cute at all. I was just saying. So this is my old iPad, and my kids bought this for Christmas for me probably 3 or 4 years ago. But I cracked the screen when I had moved out like last November, and it slid down beside my bed and the screen cracked. And when I got it fixed, I'm going to show you. When I got it fixed, the fucking camera is blurry. Do you see? The outside camera works. The outside camera works just fine. But the inside camera, no go. No go. And it sucks because I didn't know I fucked it up, right? So I'm like, damn, man, it's still a good iPad, but I needed a new one. So I bought myself this one because I found it on a really good deal. But this case came with it. And I hate the case. But if you have the rhinestones and stuff, you could do what you want with it, right? And if you have a Cricut or whatever, and you have vinyl, or even if you have vinyl, just go to the store and get like a vinyl, like there's leopard print, whatever. You could clean this with alcohol and lay that vinyl over there and do that pattern on there even. Or if you have a Cricut, you can print off a name and put it on there and then just rhinestone over it. So that's what I'm going to do with it. I haven't even set the damn shit up on this yet, but I'll work on that at some point along the fucking, you know, day of days. But I'm going to finish this real quick while we're listening to this, and then I'm going to come back and I know I'll refresh a little bit and say what I need to say, and maybe we'll request some battles, not for gifts. Again, I'm not on here. Like, is anything appreciated? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's Christmas time. It's more about meeting people, man, when you battle, meeting people, changing your algorithm. Do I wish that TikTok would do better about the gifts? Absolutely. Not only do they take a large percentage, but I wish the gifters, I mean, for me, I gift, right? And I wish that we wouldn't just get a ribbon, right? Why wouldn't we, like, when we get to certain levels, get so much back or something, right? I really do think that they would make more if they, like, help those incentives. I get it, baby. I totally get it. Totally get it. Have you ever had one? Have you ever had just a regular tablet? Sorry, it's dead ass quiet in here right now. I would totally send this one to you, but I gave it to my daughter already. She'd kick my ass. But I do have like a Samsung tablet, the same one that I gave Danielle that I could probably send you, and I'm not kidding, just message me. I gave Danielle a brand new Samsung tablet that I got because when I was the lead behavior specialist for a company that closed down, they gave me a whole bunch. I think it was like 15 or 20 iPads to give to staff so that they could document. Then the company went out of business, and I just had them, and they were like, they're yours. And I was like, okay. So I sent a couple to a couple people on the app, gave Danielle one, and she says it's slow, which is fine. It's like a Samsung Tab A or something, but it's about the gift. And I don't know, some people are just not very nice, okay? But, you know, they're the ones that's got to sleep at night or not sleep at night. They're the ones that's got to deal with the ugliness inside them. Thank you. I try. I really do. And it's funny to me, man, when people's like, she did that or she did this for clout and clicks. I am not obtaining anything. And I give back more than I fucking give or get. Give more back for sure. The giveaways each month I gift with shipping and whatever you want is usually between $40 and $50, whether it's a fucking rhinestone duck and shipping, or it's a shirt and shipping, or a cup and shipping, because I always include other stuff in there too. And that's just for you being here and hanging out with me. That's not what I give back in gifts. That's not, you know, what the fuck ever else I might do. And people are just so funny. And that shit I don't even, you know how I do try to prove a lot, right? If I have the proof. But that shit, I don't give a fuck. I know in my heart of all hearts who I am, what the fuck I'm doing this for. And you gotta find something to just say about a motherfucker, you know, because you're not great like them. And that's just the way I feel about it. But what I don't like is the fucking lying shit. That should be on my fucking nerves. Like, say you're not a fucking lion, or without saying you're a fucking liar, right? Thank you. I appreciate you, and so are you. And so are you. But like I said, you take a creator, right? You take a bigger creator, and they get on this platform, and they got 400 people in a room, and they say, sorry, Queen Mel, I'm about to say your name, but I swear this ain't true. Everybody listen. And they say, Queen Mel, she went and did this today and did this, and that's foul as fuck, and she said this and said that. 400 people tend to believe, well, let me say 300 of the 450 that's in the room tend to believe that big creator, and then wants to start commenting shit in the chat, right? When they could be lying to you. I'm going to tell you now what I was going to do. And I mean this. And I was about to fucking lie to every one of you. I'm not one that would lie on somebody else to make you believe a story. I was going to lie on myself. Danny ended up having something to do with her family, which is absolutely fine. I love her so much. But Thursday, a lot of you guys heard me say, we're going to place categories and I'm a drink. People went to other people's lives and was like, oh my God, Charlie's breaking her sobriety. First of all, I never said I wasn't drinking again, so I can't break shit. Second of all, I was just going to lie to you. I swear to God, I was going to have all you fucking fake motherfuckers out there squirming, talk about, oh my God, she's acting like this, posting Reddit posts and everything. Oh my God, she's drunk. And then I was about to take that motherfucking breathalyzer that I got downstairs and tell you bitches how silly you look, believing somebody up here telling you shit without proof. And if you guys ask them for proof and they won't show you proof and they're saying they have it, they're fucking liars. They're fucking liars. There's a reason, man. It would have been funny. Yeah, it's just crazy though. It's crazy. I wasn't going to be drunk or anything like that. And then like, for me, I just don't like that people do this shit, man. But you think about it and then you're like, you know what? I'm going to just do me. Fuck them. Like, come on, man. They're just mad. Like, I really have no reason to lie. I love me. You know, me and my kid's father are not together. We live in the same house, haven't been together in over a year, but I don't care to date right now. I don't care to do anything. I'm finding more inner peace in myself and my life at this moment in time. And you can't tell me shit. Okay? But it is funny because the people that's like, she's obsessed. I didn't even know I got the fucking court. I swear to God. I opened the goddamn court, the CPO results on here. And the only reason I knew I even had them was because the other person went live and said they got them. Fuck. Somebody obsessed would be checking messages, be up. That's just not me. I don't give a fuck. What I am though is dedicated. And if you fuck with my family and you fuck with my life, or it's something I'm passionate about, any bit of time that I get next to making money and taking care of my family, you will be my first priority. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where are you from, Mel? I think I've asked you before, but it's easy to fucking get a little twisted on this app. Easy to get a little twisted. And it's just crazy because before I went live, a lot of the days, like since before February, I just get people about, oh, you're not too far from me, Chi-Town. I would get in people's boxes. And it's funny because our algorithm is the same. So some people will know me from just being in Melissa's box. But I was in Kayla's box a lot. I was in Von Kiss's box a lot. I've been in many people's boxes on this app that's larger creators. Rachel, her name is Captain Morgan for a while. That's Mark Martin's stepdaughter. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's fucking funny. She'd be drunk as fuck fucking doing backflips and shit. Like, for people to be like, oh my God, she's known because of this, just because you know me from that does not mean that is on my motherfucking resume as the only person that I am on this fucking app. Okay? These people are crazy out here. I swear. They're about shit crazy. And it's the very people that sit on a motherfucking couch, whether it be at their mammies, their pappies, their own motherfucking house, that is so miserable internally with their self that they have to choose to act like we're the miserable ones that's out here being real and putting the truth out here, right? It's fucking crazy. I'm in Columbus. 6 streets from Medusa. For fuck's sakes. Maybe 5. I don't fucking know. I didn't count. And that's another thing. Like, it was just more about, common interest. Because I really love what I do for a living, man. And when I meet people on the app that have, kids with any disorder or disability, I love talking about it. I like trying to help any way I can, help them with resources and things like that. But I should have known better. Like, I'm fucking from the streets and shit, man. I grew up a crazy ass life. I know who to trust and who not to trust. Absolutely, baby. That'd be so fun. That'd be fun. Thank you for whoever just sent that when I looked up. But and then the ones, if you guys are one of these people, stop doing that. Because unless you went live yourself, right, you don't really know that what you're doing. Unless you went live yourself, been in a box, or been in the chat, all of them, right? So listen, when you watch a live, right, and I'm up here talking, and you just came in, and you catch something, and you think, oh, that had to have been about that, because I remember... Do not go to somebody else's chat and fucking lie, because somebody's sending a screenshot back to that live host, and that live host is not going to like you because you done went over there and lied. If you're going to go back and forth from chat to chat to chat to chat, which is absolutely fine, make sure that you know what you're talking about and you're not spreading lies. Please do that, because not only are you lying, it might not bother you, but you're fucking with people's mental health. Not mine, because I don't give a fuck. But a lot of people can't handle that shit, right? For me, what I see when that happens is, bitch, fuck you. You're going to be saying sorry in a month or two, and I'm going to be like, now I can never trust you again. Not that I wouldn't let you back around in my chat, but we're never going to have that. We're just not. It's that simple. This should be fucking with me sometimes. Today they went over there and was saying, I forgot my daughter at work. Okay? And was saying this on a live. I forgot my daughter at work, because while I'm live, my daughter calls, and I was like, okay, I got to go get my daughter. I said the minute I got on live last night, I'm going to be on for 15 or 20 minutes, then I got to go get my daughter. Nobody forgot her. My daughter gets off at different times. Like, if you've been 16 before and you work, or even now, if you work in fast food or anything, you could get another table, a customer could come in, and whatever your night job is or whatever, totally did, whatever your night job is or whatever, you still have to do that. So even though you get off at 9, you might not get done until 9:15, 9:35, right? I'm not just gonna go and sit in the parking lot when I'm fucking 5-10 minutes away, when you could call me and say, hey, come and get me now, right? That's what happened. Never forgot my child to get on here and do anything. As a matter of fact, I swear, I haven't even watched the whole live of yesterday, and I've only seen about 15 minutes of the whole thing. I didn't care so much. I went to work, come home, made my order, didn't get on, handled my family and shit, then got on at 9 o'clock. Like, why am I going to get on... 8:45. Why am I going to get on at 8:45 and forget my child if it didn't bother me the whole time it was going on? I guess it was, I guess Tara was live, but she didn't say anything bad or anything from what I got. I don't know. She just thought that I called Section 8 on Danielle or something. But like I said, I'm just speculating. I don't know what was said and don't care, right? I know what I did and didn't do. But what I did say, and this was another lie. What I did say is, play the phone call if you have it. Play the phone call, please. They went over there and said, I said to play the phone call that Danielle, I guess, had with Tara. Never said that. Don't care to hear that. Don't give a fuck what y'all talked about. I don't care. I have friends that are friends with Danielle that talk to Danielle. Danielle might not know that they're friends with me and talk to me, because I don't think that would sit very well with her. However, I don't care. As long as nothing comes out of you talking about me, I don't give a fuck who you're fucking friends with. Just because I don't like fucking Paul doesn't mean that Queen Mel doesn't like Paul, right? It's that simple. I don't care. That's okay. I like Tara very much, and for people to go back over there and say I was talking about her is fucking absurd, because that never happened either. Do we have difference of opinions on some things? Absolutely, but we're adults. We're allowed to have difference of opinions. That doesn't mean that I'm talking shit, that I'm calling names, or any of that. That means that we have a difference of opinion. Like, fucking what world are we living in, you guys? Fucking nuts. Fucking nuts is what it is. But what the call that I said to play damn sure wasn't Danielle's call. Or if there is a call, I don't fucking know. But what I said was, is if my phone call with Tara, when I said what I said, was recorded, please play our call. Please play our call is what I said. If it wasn't, then cool. But I've said I didn't tell her no secrets. That's crazy. I've said the same thing on live. I've said it several times. Even before the live yesterday, I've said it several fucking times. But the reason that I did say it to Tara directly on that specific day is Tara did tell me, I think she's trying to actively put you in jail. And I fucking said, that bitch puts me in jail. She don't want to do that. I've talked to Sissy Mama's ass, and she validated what the fuck I said. And Sissy Mama was Danielle's, one of her closest friends in the 8 months or 9 months, that we have been disagreeing. Right. You're right. It's that simple. And that's okay, Mel. Like, I've been there. I've been there too. But when it came back to like Melissa befriending Medusa again, it wasn't about her befriending her that upset me. It was about the lies and misinterpretation, right? But I don't want to watch Medusa. So when I go to watch Melissa as a creator, I don't want to watch Medusa if she's up in the box, right? So that's why I kind of backed up. And when I backed up, then shit gets tangled and twisted. But I think it happened for the right reasons. I'm glad it happened. I genuinely thought that maybe some of those players was more mature and would come if they thought something was wrong. But honestly, shit, I'm glad it happened the way that it happened. So it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. And I know so much about so many fucking people on this fucking app, bro. That when the shit be coming out after a few months, I'm like, oh, I knew that for that long, and God, oh, damn, you're fucking goddamn dirty butt. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, fuck, man. And what's even crazier is the people that they think that they are trusting, and shit's the ones running their mouth telling. But that's all right. That's all right, because guess what? I'm a loyal, wise, quiet bitch, and it ain't my business, but I'm glad I know about it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, well, that was a good one. Anybody else? I mean, a lot of people would be running, fucking talking shit. I ain't gonna listen. It ain't none of my business. I don't give a fuck. Truth always prevails, and your motherfucking true colors always come out, always. And all I'm gonna do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the motherfucking show. Hey, beautiful, how are you? Look at me on up here like I'm fucking 16 again or something. I ain't shit. Honestly, I've been studying and shit for my next RBT exam, and I got my letter from college emailing over to try to get ready to set for my BCB exam, and I just been busy as fuck. But this week, in the last couple of days, my sleep schedule's just been really fucked up. So I'm going to stay up and sleep like 3 or 4 hours and then get up so that I can try to get my fucking routine back in order. You just woke up, baby. How's your new living situation going? I'm super proud of you. I'm happy, and I hope it's going better for your, whole entire life. Let's put it that way. For your whole life, man. I think everybody's going through it. No matter how much money you got, no matter how much, it's rough for everybody out here in this motherfucking world, man. It really sucks, man. People in other countries and shit, are struggling, obviously. But it's crazy when you hear people say that they want to come here, and I get it. But I've talked to a couple Uber drivers that's been like, when they go back home, it's so humbling to be like on a farm with all of that fast-paced life, to be able to embrace the struggle. Here, I think we're going so fucking fast that we forget to stop and like fucking smell the fresh air and shit, man. Oh shit. Well, I'm so glad I can say I don't have that. So Joe and I were together 20 years before we decided to separate for this year. So it would be about 21. But his mom and dad didn't like me until for like 2 years. But thankfully his mom ended up being my best friend. And I'm being serious. But there are a lot more in-law issues than not. So I do get that. His dad was just a homeless guy, you know, that was an addict, and he would come and stay when he was clean and go. He was pretty cool. So, but I'm sorry, that fucking sucks. How long have you guys been together? It really sucks when you're grown and they be trying to tell you what to do. You're like, what the fuck? I got you. But I don't know your situation neither on why or what's going on. I know that you've told me a few things, but not about the specific situation anyways. That Kimberly story or whatever was nuts, though. I did hear the ass end of that. Wasn't it Kimberly? Wasn't her name Kimberly? God, I hope I'm saying that right, because I'm tired as fuck and I'm probably butchering that shit. It's terrible. I just think it's crazy that motherfuckers can get on this app. Oh, wow. That's so cool. I hate how they can get on here and be like, oh my God, you can't say that. You can't do that. And then your ass is over there doing it. And then based on your status or your numbers, it's okay for the next motherfucker to do it. Like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. One thing I'm not going to do is argue with anybody, though, except the one person that affected my motherfucking life and kept fucking with me. And when I want to talk about that, that's what I will do. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't give a fuck if Jelly Roll got on this motherfucker and said, Charlie, I'm really sick of hearing you talk about Danielle, even if it is something new. I'd say, well, Jelly Roll, you can scroll the fuck on. Tell Bunny she's hot. I'm tired of talking shit, okay? For me, though, again, I'm different. Thank God we're all different, because this world would be a boring ass place if we was all the same. However, I will be damned if 500 to 1,000 people get in a motherfucking room and they're all like, yeah, you're right, she should. You're right, she should. I'm sick of it. It's been this long. It's been this long. You ain't got no motherfucking right to tell me my feelings and my time frame. Okay, and let's say we play the devil advocate thing, right? And I do say I'm sorry. Did I mean it? Did I mean it? So is it worse to say sorry when you don't mean it and somebody's telling you to say sorry? Or is it worse for you to be as polite as you can but put the facts out there and stick true to your morals? And listen, everybody might have a different opinion on that, but to me, as a mother, I will never, and I mean this, and I'm not talking about any specific thing, I will never sit around, be okay, be cool with a motherfucker that has hurt my child in any manner. And I get why some people do it, okay? I do. I just can't do it for no reason. For none. Not for my mental health, not for my fucking, not to be out of jail, not because the general population wants me to. No, can't never be me. Never will I. And you want me to tell you why? Ugh. And I don't talk a lot about like my personal life and shit. Like I was on the phone with Danny earlier. It was funny. And I just woke up and she was like, look at that side of your face. Because look, if I get close, you can see it. A lot of people don't know. When I was a young girl, my whole body was burnt on my right side. Okay. I have had so many fucking reconstructive surgeries and skin grafts and shit on my fucking body, right? And so when motherfuckers are like talking about me or whatever, and I don't bring that up because I don't need nothing, right? But it's funny, you don't know what a person's went through, right? You just don't know. What happened? Sorry. Squirrel. Are you talking about the Kimberly or whatever? Isn't her name Kimberly? Yeah. And so, and it's funny because my nickname was Scarface when I was growing up. You know, my friends would fuck with me. Not that that's nice, but they'd be like, "What's up, Scarface?" And it suits you. My best friend would be like, "You are the kindest fucking person in the world, or you can be the downright coldest and meanest," right? And when Danielle said she wore a Scarface shirt to be like me, that's the only thing that came out. I'm like, bitch, Scarface has been out since I was a fucking kid. Second of all, bitch, to be quite honest, that was my nickname. All right. It is what it is, okay? I don't know. I'm me at the end of the day. We all have flaws, and I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I don't need anybody to like me. But for a long time on this app, and I mean for a long fucking time, I didn't care because I would just get on, scroll, talk in a chat, right? My heritage just took $89 from my bank account. What the fuck is my heritage? That's gonna come back to me. That was very weird. I refuse, if I'm going live, to not just be as real as I can. And when I would drink and get in a box, that's different. But when you're going live, your kids are seeing you, right? That's forever. So I started talking about my face and shit for all of this to kind of come around. As a young girl, the trauma that I went through, whether it was my being in the hospital all the time or my mother, you know, choosing rugs over me and leaving me at a house unattended for almost a day, and I was too young to even fucking take care of myself and waiting on the next person to come and pick me up. I always thought to myself that I couldn't be perfect, right? But when I was a parent, when I decided that I would be a parent, I would never, ever allow my children to question the love that I have for them, right? And so when I think about things like that, I think about leaving the city that I lived in, right? To get clean, to stop selling rugs, to stop using rugs. And when I got pregnant, I left for that reason, so that my kids not only wouldn't know my story until they were old enough for me to tell them and for me to explain it and them understand, right? But also, I'm sorry, but also for them to not come home from school and be like, "Oh, I met Sally Sue's mom and she said you used to do this and do this, then why?" You know, but also to build that platform in our relationship, or build that relationship with us, but so that I can not have my kids, because my worst fear, I don't have many fears, and I swear to God, if Jolie is in here, somebody kick her out, because I don't want her to use this against me. I'm just kidding. She's almost grown now, and it's fine. I've done pretty goddamn good, and I mean it. I'm proud of myself as a mother. I have failed, right, at a lot of shit up until becoming a mother. And when I became a mother, I said, I'm going to at least try everything I can to be the best mom that I can be, right? And I just can't fathom my children looking at me and saying, "Mom, why did you intentionally do that?" Knowing that could hurt me. Does that make sense? And so with that would be the same as on this app. People are like, why you got your child up in this and shit like that. First of all, my child was affected by this. And so you can parent your kids the way that you want to parent your motherfucking kids. But for me, I would rather me and my baby child be on that motherfucking battlefield together, and me try to lead her just like I would in the military with my battle buddies or whatever. Lead her into that motherfucking battle, take it all for her, and show her what it's going to be like if I'm not here, and what you should do moralistically, instead of coming back with fucking negative slurs or body shaming every time. And I couldn't do that drinking, because drinking, bitch, I'm going to pull up to your house and take your motherfucking head off, okay? So I tried to change that a little bit. And I don't give a fuck what the other people say or this person says. The mass majority know damn good and well that I have done nothing but grow from February till now. Even if I talk about the same shit from time to time, it's going to be talked about. It happened on this app, played out on this app, and it's still very fresh on this app, right? We just got court results from a CPS key, or a fucking CPO case Thursday, a couple days, like, you know what I mean? Like last week, pretty much. Fucking a few days ago. Saturday, I think. Saturday, Friday. I don't fucking know. Whenever. But it's new. It's fresh to me. And I get it might be shitty for you to listen to, but you don't have to be here. You don't have to listen to it. And that's just the way I feel about it. It ain't like when you're in here listening, you're fucking paying my bills. Just because the number's up there, it ain't gonna make or break me. Right? I'm talking to relieve some stress for me. Fuck. Okay, you can message me, love. You know you can. And it's funny, Sissy Mama was in the box earlier, and she said she messaged me, and I didn't check her for 5 or 6 fucking days. That's how much I cared. Like, I promise you, when I wake up, I go to work. I take care of what I need to take care of first before this app ever comes into motherfucking play. Okay? Lord bless it. Jesus fix it. But I do care about the people. And so I said something one time, and it really hurt somebody that does support me and was following me. And I was like, I promise I wasn't meaning it towards you. So if I do ever talk wrong or say something wrong, please just let me know, man. Because that's not my intent. And I probably have a reason why I'm saying it, but I do a roundabout so that if somebody's telling me behind the scenes or something, I don't kind of put them on Front Street, or other people know and this person don't know. So like for Reddit, for example, they said something and I was like answering the question. Well, my friend in the chat thought I was talking to them, and I was like, I would never say that. And if I thought it, I would tell you directly. But I don't know. Is it cold there? I know it's cold in Chicago. You ain't even gonna tell me that. But is it cold where you're at, Al? Look how cute. So cute. Such a cute little cat. Well, at least I got one done. Fuck it. It's gonna go to Amber. Her favorite colors for Kim. Got rain. Got rain. I don't know. Let's play some music while I'm cleaning up and shit. So look, this song, I'm fucking addicted to this song. Like, I go back and forth. Am I the only person in the whole world that, like, loves all kinds of genres of music and don't have just, like, a set? It just depends on my mood. Probably not. Probably not. But that's me. One day I can be, thugging, and the next day I'm fucking listening to country. Like, damn. That fucking made sense. And, I could go hunting and fishing by my damn self without a man, be out there listening to some country, and tomorrow I might be in the mall with my shopping bags fucking screaming Cardi B. I forget his name. I'm gonna have to look at my iPad. I got you. I just seen the beginning of it. You're just gonna have to give me your address. Oh my gosh. Pedro, the pictures of Pedro on my iPad are so fucking cute. He was so little. Now he's so big. All right. Look. Let's get this up. Are you okay? You good, Pedro? This song. I fucking love this song. Put this shit up. Have you guys heard this song? Pedro, did you come to sing? You have 8? Okay. Okay, too. He's actually got a lot of really good music. Into He's like, Mom, that was a great class for that. What else is really going on right now? Oh. Thing is, I'm a little biased when it comes to him. I'm gonna be honest. He's my baby. I don't know, and the thought of it fucks with me a little bit. Don't know what I would do. And obviously, he's probably gonna go before me. So, thank you, baby. Huh, Pedro? But hopefully not. You're my baby. He was on your mohawk. Isn't there an iPad in the text and all of the stuff possible? Whatever you need to see it. And like I said earlier, if you guys are new in here right now, next Friday I did just make a video on my story quickly so I didn't forget. Make a wish list, put it in your bio. Even if it's for you or your niece or your kids. I don't have a lot, but I do have a little to help. A lot of people ask their chat to help. I'm not quite there where I feel comfortable doing any of that. And I can help, so that's what I want to do. Just put your wish list in your bio with like 5 to 10 things that, are not really expensive. Friday, I'm going to spin a wheel of everybody that is in there that has their wish list in their bio, and I'm going to purchase something for 3 to 5 people myself. Off of that. And I don't expect you guys to say it's from Charlie. You can tell them it's from Santa, it's from you. I don't care. It's not about me needing any gratification or any of that. It's just about me your Peter's on here. It's about you just, needing a little help. But we all need a little bit of help sometimes, man. We all do. Fuck. I've been in a lot worse situations, and it's rough for me right now. And, I have a degree, I have a decent job. My kid's dad owns a business, so I'm grateful to have help with my kids, and it's still rough. So I can't imagine not being able to work and those types of things, which really is even crazier for people to say, like, I would intentionally fuck with Danielle's house and shit. That wouldn't happen. If I ever fucked with somebody's house, meaning Section 8, child services, any of that, it's because it's absolutely warranted. And I refuse to go to bed at night not fucking doing the right thing, right? And I would expect somebody else to do it if it was me. If it's warranted for you to call on me. Don't get on this internet and say, oh my God, this is going on and she's putting this in danger and this in danger. Who gives a fuck to hear the story? If it's warranted, fucking call. Look at him. Okay. He's so damn cute. He's like, well, I love you. Go lay down, baby. I'm gonna go. I cannot believe I'm on right now so that I can scroll and show some people some love, man. But just like that baby, Jaleek, that we were listening to. Hey, beautiful, how are you? Don't ask me why I'm up right now. I'm being dead ass serious. I have no idea. I do have an idea. I got indulged in the case. The letter that's up right here was from a missing baby that's still missing, and I got kind of going down this rabbit hole, and I stayed up late last night thinking it was Friday. I don't know why. And I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, fuck. I got work in 3 hours, so I went to work today, and then when I got off, I went to bed until late and fucked my schedule all the way up. So I was like, fuck it, I'll stay up and then go to bed for like 3 or 4 hours and wake up, be dead ass tired most of the day. But Yeah, that's what's going on. So Chaleigh Rainwalker, there's like a podcast on it. It's a pretty long story at this point because we've been on it for a few days. But to sum it up, there is a creator on this app. She's since I've been telling the story, she's made her account private. I'm sorry, baby. We'll go to bed soon, okay? Don't make mommy sad. Don't make mommy sad. Do you see him over there? Hold on. We're gonna go soon, I promise. Okay? He's like, this bitch. I'm so sick of your shit. You want me to hold you? I'm sorry. I know. Let me tell this and we'll go, okay? Country Sapphire is her name. She was a teacher's aide at the school in I think it was in Greenwich, but it was in Washington County, New York, upstate New York. She still actually lives there. She was on the playground the year before he went missing, and he didn't have a coat, and she sent him inside. His words to her words, not mine. It is on the podcast. I don't know why anybody cares if I have a coat. I sleep in a tent. She knew that he was sleeping in a tent with no running water, no electric, and never called CPS. Many people followed him, not just her. Many people did, right? But she was streaming me, talking shit, saying that I should, that I called CPS out of revenge, and as a mandated reporter, I should do this and do that. And I was like, in her chat, watching, and somebody said, well, as a mandated reporter, you should have did this. And I was like, wait, what? What happened? So it kind of led me down this rabbit hole to figure it out, right? In this rabbit hole, Chaleigh Rainwalker has been missing now for 18 years with nothing, nobody not only arrested. The adoptive father was the last to see him. He's definitely been the only person of interest in this case. He still is, walking free, living in Vermont with another foster kid that he adopted and 3 other biological children that is now age 27. And there's just so many twists and turns and details. So we were kind of listening to that, Scottish Nana, and, I was rhinestoning. I got finished with a little duck. This one, this green one. Thank you, baby. Thank you. I hope you're having a good night. So she's fucking batshit crazy. And while streaming me, I'm glad that I found it. Pedro's not glad that I found it because I'm very fucking... He's sick of my shit. And Nikki, West Virginia girl. Thank you. I just now looked down and seen who it was, but she's had her run-ins with this girl too. Well, we got her, I hate to say this, but we got her to fucking private her account, and she opted out of rewatch because I put her through it last night. I don't know if she was in my live, but I put her through the fucking ringer last night. Totally did. Pedro, stop. But yeah, so she did not do, I think, and she's delusional, right? She'll say that we said, she had something to do with this disappearance. Nobody's ever fucking said that. What we said was she failed his fucking ass, along with a lot of other people. Hold on, let me open this door. Yeah, along with a lot of other people that thought of it. That's all right. She just decided to stream me, you know what I mean? And she keeps grouping us together, and we haven't even talked until right now. And I commend you. You pulled a Chaleigh. I'm telling you, telling her to meet you wherever. And she said it was a setup. No, it wasn't. That was a public place. I wish somebody give me a fucking invitation like that. So you gave her the best invitation that you could have gave her. I tried to be nothing but nice to that girl when she would talk about her son not being in her life, her grandchild, those types of things. I was nothing but nice, but she definitely struggles, and I mean this. I don't know, because listen, even though I have a master's in psychology, I have to do many assessments and stuff to, get the, I don't want to fucking go misdiagnosing anything, okay? She has some kind of personality disorder, or she's doing ski slopes. Maybe both. I don't know. But this woman went from streaming me. Stop. She went from streaming me, y'all. Just like this. Like, you know what? I'll show you. Not your daughter, too. Nuh-uh, that's crazy. And I like your videos all the time. Like, your content's fucking amazing, and you're beautiful, and I've been following you for a long time, but I was liking your videos like you was having a normal vacation. Like, it wasn't like you just pulled up there. And listen, it is what it is. So this woman did this. Look at her. First of all, you guys, if you guys don't know her, this fucking woman is got her fucking snowman in the camera. Okay? And she's talking to us.
Hell yeah, I get that. I feel that.
In a mirror or something. There was one person in a room, which is fine, but what the fuck? I'm playing a game with my friend.
That's probably what it is.
And she said this. This is what pissed me off. Hold on. I'm going to play this. This is what pissed me off. And intrigued me, because then I go in her live a little bit later and she had that switch, right? She goes from this to, oh my God, Charlie, you understand, don't you? You agree with me, don't you? Like, on the complete other end of the spectrum. And I'm like, is this the same fucking woman? I'm being dead ass. And I am batshit crazy too, in some degree. But when you cannot understand, here in a minute, I just told them. And it's honestly, you almost have to watch this lady to understand what I'm saying. But once you watch her, you almost have to watch her because it's so fucking comical. I'm being serious. Hold on.
Things that are fragile. I put, not you, Wade, but I put men.
We're playing categories, you guys.
I didn't do that. I just got the last week.
And she is
Women are more fragile.
playing with one person in a room with us, streaming me. I've never done nothing to this woman for her to stream me, to talk shit on me, to none of this, right? And then she does this fuck shit. Where is it?
Appliance. Not this girl. Give me the black ones. Everything's black. Once you go black, you can't go back. And sassy. You said I was racist? Bitch. I feel like I need to show you my DNA test.
She's talking to Sassy but me. Like, she groups us all together.
And I'm related to my brother.
And I've never talked to Nikki West Virginia, though. But she literally thinks, like, Nikki is the other Nikki, and now Sassy is me, and Casey's Casey. It's fucking crazy, y'all. I can't make this shit up. And I know me saying it sounds even crazy.
Yeah, me and I was, like, or had more black in me than you did. Because it could happen. My niece, actually, ironically, sis, what I'm saying is, this is where it became a problem. She did it, and she did. I mean, not for her, but for the person that called her.
She's got more in her than anybody. She's fucking good to go. She's got fucking all of the things. Okay. But she said in one of these, I can't even watch this crazy bitch. She said, you should be ashamed of yourself. You contacted CPS out of revenge, and you know what? I know if she knows that you can be reported to blah blah blah. Came in last night threatening my fucking licensure. My daughter is down here and was literally fucking on the couch while I was playing the game and was like, she has one person in there and she's talking to you. And the one person that was even in there was somebody recording her because of the fuck shit she does. So it wasn't even like one supporter, and that's bad. Because I watched her last night, because I've really not been, I've not been watching this girl, none of this, but I get a message, right? I'm on live playing categories. I get a message like, you're being streamed, and I thought it was like the general people that stream, right? Whatever. Well, then everybody hits my chat, like Charlie messages, and Jolie had put my phone in my purse, so I didn't hear it ringing and shit while she went to get DoorDash. So I pick it up, and my friend's on the phone, and she's like, Charlie, fucking country is streaming. I'm like, who and what? So I end up listening, And she says to report me, to take my shit. And I'm like, for what? What did I do to you, right? So I put her up to the screen and I said, here, do you need some motherfucking attention? I mean, here's your attention. And she was like, oh, you're big mad that I'm streaming you. I thought that's what we did. I don't give a fuck if you're streaming me. But talking shit about me and trying to get people to fuck with my life and shit is crazy when I ain't done shit to you, right? So I let it go. I get back to playing my game. And then I get a message saying that she, said something mean about my friend that was in the box. And he's an amazing person. He's got high functioning autism. He comes in and shares and then I was really pissed. Like, how dare you fuck with somebody that's more unique and more amazing than you'll ever be, right? But I let it go. The next night comes around. No, not the next night. An hour later, after my live, I'm scrolling and I see Sass and Casey in the box with her, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I listen. This bitch is completely now plateaued at baseline, basically. Pretty normal. That's what that means, right? Before, an hour before, you just seen the way she's looking and acting, right? Which is very drunk, like very incoherent, like very off the fucking charts, like. Then she's normal, and I'm like, there ain't no way that you could go from drinking a bottle of Canadian fucking mist to now you're like this, unless you're ski sloping or there's something else going on, right? So I scroll in, and she acts like I'm her friend. Charlie, you agree with me, right? Charlie knows. Charlie was there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? So I listen. In listening, I find out that she was a teacher's aide out of school with this young boy. So that's what kind of, and last night she came in and she was like, Charlie, you don't know, and would start talking. And I was like, I do know. For 24 hours, bitch, don't play with me. This book has 6 pages full. I will do what I can for any child in this world. And once my attention is on something on my spare time, I will be hyper-focused on it. But what she says is not the truth. At first, she told everybody that she did not report it. She says it in this fucking podcast that she did not report anything. But she told, thank you. I'm proud of you too, because that's fucking a challenge even dealing with her. That fucking podcast, she says she went to her superior. So I read her the definitions of a mandated reporter last night. And it says go to proper authorities. While you're on here screaming, like she's screaming at me, telling me I need to mandate report this and do this, but then you're telling me I did it out of malice, and now today you're up here lying, right? Because she came in the box and said, but I did. The chief of police was friends with him. You didn't go to the chief of police, but I did when he went missing. But you did this podcast. I didn't find this out till she was out of my box last night, and I was redoing this. This podcast that we were listening to currently, that a lot of us has been listening to all night, was made 15 years after this baby has been missing, right? To date, the baby has been missing 18 years. 15 years after the baby had been missing. Country, you said in that podcast, your words, not mine. You guys want to hear them real quick? Let's listen to them again. Fuck it. That's when she came in last night. I wasn't even talking about her, but as soon as I played this part of this podcast, she came in, got my box, and was screaming that she's taking my licensure. I said, don't worry about it. I got a master's. I don't have any licensures right now. Hey, baby, how are you? I hope you're having a good night. All right, hold on. Or morning. I need to go to bed. I'm fucking tired. My sleep schedule's all fucked up, Woski. Get it. We were just talking about them ski slopes. Okay. I love you. You know I love you. All right. So here's this. It's and you guys could find it on any, let me go to all real quick. Sorry. Podcast. You can find it on Apple. You could find it on Amazon. And it's The Lost Boy, the Rain Walker case. There is a lot of episodes. We got through quite a bit so far in the last couple of days, but this is exactly when Country says it. And if you listen very closely, or not closely, doesn't take a rocket scientist to hear what she says, she didn't do what she should have done as a mandated reporter. And this baby was pulled out of public school very soon after this. Probably because of this incident, if you want my opinion, but I can't prove that, so I don't like talking on shit I can't prove. Not only was this baby pulled out of the fucking school, he was living in a tent at this time with no running water, no electric, and nobody was notified. And then a year later, for 18 years, this baby's been missing. So granted, Country, we're not saying that you went and had something, but you failed him along with other people. Period. And I wouldn't even be talking about it if you weren't on here telling other people how they should be mandating and how they should be living their life and suing people for this and that. And you're living crazier, girl. Just listen to what she says that she did for this baby.
Meet the computer you can talk to.
Not
with
shit.
Copilot on Windows, working, creating, and see how Alexa can do so much more.
I'm Jessica Marshall.
Her account's private today, though, let me tell you that.
In this
And she
podcast,
opted out of
we
rewatch because she knew I was about to be on her motherfucking ass. Boy.
The case of a missing child that has unsettled New York's capital region and beyond for more than a decade.
Episode 4, The Yellow Fleece.
Before we begin, a word of caution. The story we are about to tell involves situations that may be very disturbing to some listeners. So please take care as you listen.
Very sad. I love you so much, Bill. I do. And Jolie, when are you going to bed? I hate it when you, my daughter, ask me when I'm going to bed or when I'm... You're up with me, girl. Stop playing with me.
Lisa Hudson was watching the kids in the 5th and 6th grade classes on the playground at Salem Central School one winter's day. It was 2005. She was a teacher's aide at the time.
Lisa Hudson is a
Part of her
creator
job
on this
was
app.
to chaperone the middle schoolers during lunch and recess periods every day. That day, she noticed that one of the kids was not wearing a jacket. It was freezing outside. She says she pulled him aside and told him to go to the nurse's office and grab a coat there. The school kept spare coats and outerwear for kids there who needed them.
He immediately said, "I don't know why anyone cares what I'm wearing. I live in a tent, Mrs. Hudson." And at that point, it caught me off guard.
Lisa Hudson knew his family. She'd gone trick-or-treating with her kids at his house in Salem. Why was Chaleigh Rainwalker telling her he lived in a tent?
I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, my family's building a house, and right now it's under construction, but I'm living outside in a tent.
Hudson says Chaleigh ultimately relented and went inside to get a coat. She says she saw him later that day. He was wearing a vibrant yellow fleece jacket that he picked up in the nurse's office. She says she couldn't shake what he told her about his living conditions. It didn't feel right. And when something didn't feel right with a kid in school, well, she was a mandated reporter.
You were a what?
I went directly to my superior. I explained to her my concerns. And at that point, she said that she would, take it to the level that she needed to. And it went from there. No one contacted me.
It went from there. It didn't go nowhere.
Asked me what I was told by Chaleigh. No CPS or anything like that, though.
Lisa Hudson was let go soon after due to budget cuts.
Okay, so this is a good point. Before I get off, I really got to make this point. It says she was let go due to budget cuts, right? Last night she came in the box when she was good because she had and I told her, I'm not here for the drama, the past history of none of these, nothing. Stay on, focus, So I wanted to know about this situation. Why didn't you call CPS? And I read her the definition. And it doesn't say go to your boss and tell. It says go to the proper authorities, meaning CPS, the police, those types of things. And listen, let's go past that. I said, and I read this and I said, and you lost your job. So how long? And she was like, yeah, it says budget cuts, but I really lost my job because I told on the principal for drinking on the job. So not only did you not report this baby being neglected severely, right? But you went to the very person that's drinking on the job thinking that, make this shit make sense, right? So I'm writing everything down that she is saying. Then she goes into saying that the chief of police is friends with fucking the dad. That's why he wasn't charged. Well, I listened to this podcast tonight that says otherwise. It says that the chief of police definitely thought the dad did it, and that the dad and mom moved out of the motherfucking town within 3 months and was gone, to not talk to anybody. But my thing is, if you guys, and this goes for anybody listening, right? If you guys are on this fucking app and you're mad at somebody and you're saying they should do this and they should do that, you might want to be very motherfucking careful that you haven't got some glass that can be, stones can be thrown at. Because I'm telling you, when you're talking about things like this and fucking with people's lives and shit, it's going to come back tenfold. Karma will always bite you in the ass. Again, country, we don't think that you had anything to do with loading this baby up, but you fucking failed him. And being somebody that has supported you and at least listened, because I give everybody the chance, no matter if Sally Sue don't like Billy Bob and Billy Bob don't like Jimmy. I don't care. I don't connect that. My friendship is separate with all of them, right? And I will get the full story myself before making a decision. So I tried to do that with you. And there's got to be a reason that fucking shit keeps falling apart around you. And I told you that on the phone privately the last time that you come on my live getting smart with people, my comments and politically talking and the weird shit. And I was like, you got to stop drinking while you're live. Like, this is a fucking disaster, especially if you're trying to see your grandbaby and shit. But then you get on here and blame other people for you not seeing your family and shit like that when your family sees you, I'm sure, on live acting like this. I know personally, for me, I would never want for my kids to be around somebody that's not stable in that manner. But like I said, you're batshit crazy, and I wish you the best. But you got my attention, and the only person that you have to blame is yourself. And I'm sorry you thought yesterday me playing this podcast was doxing you. But it's on Apple. You told me in my chat it's on Amazon. Okay? And I told you the night before when you were talking shit on me, talking about me being a mandated reporter, when somebody brought this up, that I was definitely going to look into it. If I didn't get anything else done out of this, then the town would know that other people on social media and around the world want this looked into. And if that dad goes to jail for one day before he fucking dies, or if that dad gets told by one person on the social media platform that lives in around him that he's a fucking piece of shit, schmurderer, then I did what I needed to do. And I've done more thus far than you have knowing that baby. And I get you say you might feel bad, but you lied several times to me last night about it. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying now. If you would have came in and said, hey, Charlie, what can I do to help? It would have been different. You had like a 20 or 30K account and you're on there drinking, fucking harassing, stalking people, doing shit, saying they're doing that to you. When this baby, you knew in your very fucking hometown, knew this baby, right? And you could have been advocating for him on that fucking account at the very least. And you chose to not do that and chose to fuck with the wrong people. And now you're over there sitting fucking crying. So I'm glad you put your account on private. I don't give a fuck that you took your shit, because last night I told you I'm paying because I wanted to figure out what you said about my friend, right? That's more unique than you'll ever be in your fucking life. I already got it on recording, so I'm glad you opted out of rewatch. But it took you that long to figure out about rewatch, which is hilarious. So it might take you a lot longer to know that that's only one app that you're going to have to, go through. So you might as well just change your behaviors and be a better person. And then you wouldn't have to worry about motherfuckers doing shit like this, right? It's crazy, Karen. I'm not kidding. Like, I know, and I study behavior. I'm batshit crazy sometimes, right? And we all have our own little flaws. And it's easy if you're a professional in the field to analyze other people's behaviors and not your own. But this is definitely a different case for sure. I don't know if any of you, I know a couple of people that's in here know her, but her name's Country Sapphire on the app. Well, her main got perm banned, from what I heard. the last 24 to 48 hours she is very fucking upset about. And for me, it's like, fuck, it's an account. If you've got true followers, then they're going to follow you again anyways. But I don't understand how it was a 30K account and she only had one person in there. And I'm going to tell, I know why now, because she blocks everybody. She's paranoid as fuck. And everybody that comes in, she'll be like, oh, well, I seen you scrolling and out. Bye, Wayne. Bye. She probably sent you over here anyways, Wayne, but she's looking this way. She probably sent you over here anyways, Wayne. Then you got something here looking at the camera at you. I know, right? I know. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, ain't it? Yeah, real crazy. It's fucking crazy, I'm telling you. She had me fucked up the other day. Fucked up. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Then my poor child has never, my daughter really liked her videos and stuff. My daughter's very kind, you know? Like, damn, I teach my kids to be nice to anybody, even if they're fucking batshit crazy to you, right? But she does that lip thing. She'll be dancing. She was re-listening. Charlie, be good. You're way too tired for this. This is not good. I'm going to hell. Who is it? What are you doing? This heifer. Hang on. I know it's your sister. They're really going to be talking on the internet about me being a good mom after this one. Okay, come on. Lock that door. She was downstairs at her cousin's. That's funny. Hey, baby. And they've been up just kicking it, obviously.
My uncle, he keeps the heat on like 100. I was having hot
She can't even have the heat on in there because she can't breathe, like anxiety and stuff. She went down there to steal food.
Oh, guys, you didn't see my purse.
You showed them last night. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I did.
I love you.
Well, if you didn't see it, now you seen it.
No, she went down there to steal their food and come back up this way. We got food, okay? Let me say that. Just all what she wants. You know, kids. I know all of you guys can relate.
It's Sam's Club. If you know what Sam's Club
is the tea. Thank you. Her cousin just gave it to me. We do shop at Kroger's, you know. I just be in and out. Okay,
because we spend all our money on everything, but
Country Sapphire is a very nice girl, isn't she?
She can be. Yeah. I used to like her until she stopped liking me. So.
What'd she stop liking you for?
I couldn't tell you. She unfollowed me one day. But yeah, I don't have nothing against the lady. I just feel like she's very back and forth.
Yeah.
She can be a very nice woman.
Uh-huh.
You're beautiful. You have your own traits. Everybody's beautiful in their own way.
Clock it.
But I feel like there is work there that needs to be done. But it's okay. I am working on myself. I was a couple months ago. Wasn't worth crap. Just got my temps. Have a job. You can make it, girl.
Some of my shit I need to clip. I swear to God, my child is something else. You guys, she's almost 17 and she thinks she is all the way fucking. Good morning, beautiful. I should not be up. I am thinking she's fucking funny, I'm telling you. The other day, I told the chat last night, she didn't know I was recording her and she's at her vanity. And we share a room together because her dad and I have been separated for about a year. We just, you know, and I was so excited because I was recording and I knew I was about to get her because I'm tired and I got the recorder on, right? I'm like, she don't know I was recording and I act like I'm on my phone. I was like, I'm so excited. She was like, why? And I was like, just because I thought about it. We're going to be roommates for like ever. She said, no, we're not. I'm fucking dead. Well, have a good day at work, beautiful. I don't know what you do, but I hope that you're, you know, friggin' staying warm at least because it's cold as fuck in Ohio. And I'm so glad that it's Saturday and I don't have to work. So my sleep schedule is really fucked up because, but I'll show you guys. I'll show you Country. God love her. I just showed you, but
I want to say this because I was very sarcastic. And I do want to apologize because in all reality, she's never done nothing to me.
I agree.
So with that being said, I have nothing foul to say about the woman.
We didn't say nothing foul.
No, I want to make that very much clear because I feel bad now.
That's fair. That just means that you're a good girl.
But I want to make it very clear there's only one person on this app I cannot stand.
Okay, all right.
You guys know. But I just, Everybody else, we all have flaws. As long as you don't mention me, we're cool. Keep my name out your mouth.
That's a lesson learned.
No, because like I just feel
we're
like
tired. We're doing the most.
I just feel like I don't mention you, so why mention me?
Oh yeah, she didn't mention you. I love you. Good night.
No, I know.
Before you say some shit that I gotta fucking defend tomorrow.
Country Sapphire.
Chick,
Cool.
not Country Sapphire no more, because that account's gone.
Oh,
it's Country
Chick
or Chic.
Yeah, nothing.
Is it
against
Chic
you,
or
girl.
Chick? Fuck, I don't know. Spelled the same.
I used to love your support. I don't know what happened.
It's all right.
But it's okay. Like I said, we all got flaws. We
Me
can
too.
better ourselves.
Get out of my fucking camera so I don't get in trouble for having you in adult
That's
business.
why we live.
We do. We live and we learn.
Yep. Period. All right.
I love you.
I actually am very tired.
Me too.
But please don't run with that and say I was talking crap about you, because I never was.
We know.
So.
Fix your face.
Yeah.
Love you. Bye.
Hey, my teeth so pretty.
Very pretty. Mine used to look like that. I ain't shit now.
Hey, you got 68 people in here.
Yeah, but I think they're all asleep because they've been here the whole fucking time. But like maybe 10.
No, Bria was growing and she was like, "Dude, your mom's still on."
I need to go to bed. I am doing the most.
Hey,
but you guys listen. I'm gonna show you. I wish I was on this phone because this phone has like the video that I need, and she is fucking coming at me hard. I love you. Thank you for just being here. I know I love everybody, even if they're asleep. Fuck it. I have a lot of people message me, and it's weird because I'm really loud and crazy at times, and they're like, I just like hearing your voice. And it's weird how different tones, right, can be beneficial to somebody. Like some people like high pitches, some people like low, some people like fucking opera music. For me, fucking opera, and those people make a lot of money, and that has to be hard to do. So I'm not hating on them. I'm actually sad that I am not that talented, but I did. About the leggings, just message me your address, love, and I'll send you some. Like I said, you must have missed it. Sorry. Pedro, your sister's here now. Go lay down with her. Let me get in here.
Energy doesn't lie.
Energy don't lie. Tell him, Gates.
Cause see somebody else.
I'm gonna show you something.
Him
right here.
Baby.
This is her. Oh wait, I can't show you. I forgot. She privated her fucking account. Here, I'll just show you one of them videos. Fuck it. Here we go.
Not this girl.
This is her streaming me.
Everything's
okay?
black.
So I'm showing you this because she's streaming me at this current time, talking to me and somebody else. I don't fucking know. There's like 3 people here or something. I don't know.
I feel like I need to show you my DNA test. I don't never had one. I'm just joking with you. But my brother took one, and I'm related to my brother. So would his suffice? Asking for a friend.
And I think she's probably very smart. I don't fucking know. But God, girl, don't
If
drink.
it came back, you were picking on me, and I was like, or had more black in me than you did. Because it could happen. My niece, actually, ironically, sis, what I'm saying is, this is where it became a problem. She did it, and she did. I mean, not for her, but for the person that called her that. And she was like, how the hell am I racist? Actually, I'm blacker than you
I
are.
haven't, no. That's
Yeah,
weird.
no, imagine that. She's like, oh my goodness.
I'll look at it in a second, baby.
The face, don't it? They're like, well, you're fucking white. I know. It's weird how that shit works out. Oh, well. But, life work happens for many different reasons. And a lot of people said that over the summer to me. They're like, what are you trying to be? I'm like, I ain't trying to be shit. Like, I put sunblock on just to try to avoid it. There's some bitches that didn't, and you can see it in their little profile things, and they go get their, skin taken off. They got all this appliance.
Well, she's talking about somebody else that she's fucking cuckoo in that, you're streaming me, talking shit about me, probably 2 or 3 other fucking people in that. Look at her right here. Look at her faces, guys.
Ready to come? I sent you. Bitch, I go over there and take a peekaloo every now and then. I say I take a peekaloo.
Why does everybody go to Reddit?
Double chin is waving in the
She's
wind.
talking to us, and we're not even talking to her.
Hell yeah, I get that. I feel that.
She is.
I got a double chin.
Oh!
You had to talk shit on that account. Do I? Ooh, you little slow, simple ass. Because we already know if I was talking shit, hide behind a
She's in. Bottom line is yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I just hate it. I'm sorry, because that to me is like the real definition of like the obsession. Because I have in the last month and a half, like Nikki, West Virginia girl down here doesn't even know that I know this, but I literally have been kind of looking into it because it started about a month and a half ago in my live. She was intoxicated, came in the box and was really going at people in my chat, and then came at Ryder, and Ryder and I've been friends for a long time, but because Ryder associates with other people, she immediately tied me in this like ring of people coming at her. And I promise you, my friends and I do not talk about this girl, so I had no clue, right? And so that happened, and she blocked me, messaged me, told me she had my number, she was turning me into the board, and I was like, okay, pop off sis, right? So the next day, she was completely sober again, right? Or at least, I don't even want to say sober. I don't like saying that because it's almost like I'm talking about drinking when I'm not. And I don't even know if it's her being sober or if it's her personality changing. So I don't want to say something that I don't know is the truth, but it's very multi-personality disorder like. So the next day I get a call and they tell me like, you know, she's on live and Sass is in the box. I said, I'm fucking coming in because I gotta fucking say something, right? I tried to reach out to her behind the scenes, but I need to know what the fuck is going on. So we go in, we talk it out, everybody was cool. Clean slate, starting over, not doing nothing. Then the next day, videos up about somebody's fucking looks, their fucking kids, their family, you're doxing her. It's crazy. So this goes back and forth. I'm kind of just watching the back and forth. I'm out of it though, thankfully. Well, at least I think at this point. Then I go in and I'm in Tish's box one night late. I'm rhinestoning. And fucking, I look up and Country's up there. She hadn't talked to her. I'm like, damn, Country's in your box, you know? And they was like, you know her? And I was like, no, I don't know her. I know of her.
Listening to her voice, I cannot do it.
Okay, shut your cocker. So
you see how she
I know she's back. She's fucking making food. She was in my chat, Nikki, talking about.
Hear how she talks to me?
What did I say?
CPS.
I'm allowed to have a freedom of speech.
No, because I really am thinking about Mom. You know who recommended that?
I was just talking about something that'll make me forget. I was mid-story.
I'm going.
I am now medicated ADHD, and you're making me fucking fail.
I'm reaching out to them. I'm telling them like.
Who are we reaching out to?
What's it called?
I don't fucking
courthouse or home court or for me to go live.
I don't know who fucking told her. I said a rewatch app. So listen, if I had to guess,
because I need help.
I bet it was Maddie.
Because I'm going crazy and I can't live here
else has she got that she talks to?
And I have it so rough.
Who?
And if my mom loses her job,
she said yesterday,
I'm not going to have nothing.
I said even if I lose my job, I can't take my master's degree.
Did I tell you guys this?
I bet. And I'm just, me internally thinking, if I had to guess, because she said yesterday, I talked to Maddie today. So, I could be wrong. And Maddie, if I'm wrong,
we won't even be able to go to Kroger.
Listen, get out of your hot pocket's done. Your hot pocket's done. It's time to eat.
Am I rage baiting you guys?
You're fucking rage baiting me. Get the fuck out of my screen.
I get free food at work, so there ain't no way I'm starving.
Okay, listen. Get out right now. She's about to be grounded. I was at the park with Tish, so I look up and I'm like, Country's in here, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't want to, because she did tell me, you guys, she was going to stop drinking and be better, right? So I was like, I don't want to just shit on her parade. Maybe she's meeting new friends and out of the political game.
She said to him last night she got drunk with Pedro. Dude, don't believe a word I say.
I need to get drunk, but I haven't. I will tell you guys, because I'm fucking 40 and can do what the fuck I want. Okay? AI says, what wish list chat? Ask about rewatch. Don't ask me nothing. Okay?
I got a whole one.
Don't ask me nothing. Really, go, because I want to finish this so I can lay down. I'm not kidding.
I love you.
Don't make me raise my tone. Okay?
Sorry, I'm just really sleep deprived.
Yeah, me fucking too, and you're not making this any easier for me to get finished and be done. Fucking kids. They say have kids. It'd be fucking so fun.
Don't hate on me. I got enough haters.
Right, me too, and that's how I am, Nick. With anybody, I just want to see better because everybody's capable of it, right? But that don't mean I don't want to knock you upside your motherfucking head, neither. I just would do it and try to not give you a concussion while doing it. I just want to give you a little love tap or something, right? Okay. So we're in the box. Well, then she gets in trouble. She gets in trouble because she keeps saying shut up and stupid. And a lot of people don't really know in the moment to think, but if you don't know your group of people and stuff, you don't know if that's trauma for them. Even though like stupid to most people is just a common term that we use, you don't know if their dad, mom, grandma, whatever, utilize that word in a not so nice manner, and that's trauma for them, right? But once she was asked, they weren't mean to her. Once, and I believe it was my friend Carla. I could be wrong, but Carla was like, "Hey, country, will you please stop calling people stupid and telling them to shut up?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry." You know, so she was told. Well, then she did it again, and she told me. She was like, "Charlie, shut the fuck up." And I said, "Did you just tell me to shut the fuck up?" Because you know damn well I ain't shut the fuck up. And then she laughed or whatever, and they dropped her and was like, "I'm really sorry." Well, then she come in talking shit because of it. You know, she's in the chat talking shit and going at them. So the next day she's on a roll with them, and now I'm back in it. So now this is about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and of course we talk again. I love your face, and I will message you, I promise. So we figure it out again. So 2.5 weeks ago, I'm good. I still haven't called her names. She still has no reason to like be turning me into licensures and shit. Like, I just had a couple words with you, and we're adults. Me not liking you or whatever is one thing, but fucking going above and beyond to just lie and report me is nuts. So here we are. I think we're good. I think maybe she's not drinking, going live, and she's working on herself. She's over there. I'm over here. I'm playing categories with my friend Danny and my friend Wade, and I get the call that she's screaming me. I'm just like, what the hell? So just be careful. I mean it. If you guys are on this app and you see this girl, support her at a fucking distance. And I mean that. Pedro, go. 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 Go, go, go. Sorry guys, I'm coming back in a second. I swear this dog is smelling something under the fridge, and I swear he's a finder. If there's a little piece in the trash cans right beside there, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm tired, really fucking tired. I appreciate you, Nikki. Like, if I don't talk to you anytime soon, I wish you the best, and I'm sorry, because it really sucks when you really are being tormented for no reason, or you've tried. And I know a lot of people say, you know, I do this same thing with Medusa, but we know each other in real life. It has been, and I'm not trying to say this for anybody, but the people that has been here knows that I've showed proof of most of anything I talk about, right? And there's a difference in what's going on in your situation and our situation, and there's a difference in fucking stalking somebody and putting out facts. And I really feel like in your case it is borderline, it's harassment, especially when it comes to your child. So I hope that you can figure that out, because I know your anger, and I can say this to relate. It's different when it's you and me, right? If somebody doesn't like you and me, or any of you guys out there, it's different. But once your child is involved, it fucking enrages the mother bear in you, or the father bear. Because listen, there's dads out there that's the same way. And for me, that's what kind of changed my my outlook on things. And I've done some things I'm not fucking proud of, man. But I try to be better every day, and I promise I can say I haven't made the same mistake twice. If I've said I'm sorry and I'm going to fix it, I meant it. But I'm not going to say I'm sorry and I'm going to fix it just because somebody else wants me to do that. I have to be ready on my own time, right? But anyways, lead by example, y'all. Remember, you might not be my cup of tea, damn it, but you're somebody's. Love yourself first, and anything else is possible. Get your wish list up. Next Friday, I am going to buy from 3 or 5, depending on, I know one of my friends is going to help me. Absolutely. If you just need help, you can say it's from you, Santa, whoever. I just want to help 3 to 5 people. So get your wish list in your bio. Come in my live. I'm going to make a video of the time, and I'm going to pick 3 to 5 people and buy myself personally off of it for you, just to show my love and support. And like I said, it doesn't have to come from me. You can say it's from anybody. I love you guys so much. Bye.